about that bread and butter. Don't put that on my brother, y'all. Welcome to the Juice and Pop show, yeah. And it's the at night show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. I have to get a 5-minute countdown. I gotta make one for y'all. Remind me in the comments, please. the final 60-second countdown. Enjoy. My bad. Quick notes. Had to cap. Yo, listen, welcome to the Juice and Pop show at night. Pops currently is chilling right now in the other room, watching a movie, getting his movie, reaction / review on. Really, he just chilling, kicking it. But, in the meantime, we're going to have a podcast. So until then, well, actually, right now is then. So, let's just get straight to it. Let me get right first on the meantime. I got a little bit for y'all. I don't got nothing too crazy. I got a little bit though. I got a good section. I got some special guests on the later end of the show, or on the middle side of the show, or on the start of the show. It just depends upon them. Whenever they want to partake, then you guys will get a special guest, or maybe special guests. It just depends upon the partaking or the partakings. But on the meantime, let's talk about it. I was gonna bump right into some music, some music information for you guys, but I was like, you know what? Let's just stick straight to the football. Let's just get straight to it. So I'm just gonna ramble. If I could get right, hold on. I imagine the pod starting with me sparking it, getting right early, and then, just getting right into it. But I guess not. So now we can get into it. So let's get into it. We had a really good week of football. We're just going to break down week 12 for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the show and just chop it up for a quick second, man. Week 12 was good. Week 12 was really good to us as NFL fans. It was a good week of football. We got high caliber offense, we got high caliber defense, and we got high caliber special teams. Just depending upon what games you watched. You seen a couple of good punt returns. You seen a few good kick returns on possessions, or not possessions. My apologies for field possessions and for field positioning. And what I mean by that is a possession versus positioning is two different things. So now I can get on the 40-yard line and have a 54-yard field goal for the game-winning kick. And I could use positioning to get on the inside of a hash, right? So we're just talking about things like that. But You got to see multiple altitudes of football at high level. You got to see the special teams click, you got to see offense click, and you got to see defense click. And sometimes, at a couple of different games, you got to see all three click for both teams. If you watched the Jaguars game, it was a good game. If you watched the Colts game, it was a good game. And I could say two other teams in that. It's four teams. It takes two teams to tango. It takes two to tango, right? But I could say two other teams on top of that. That is four teams in the NFL that had good consistency weeks versus on all cylinders. All three cylinders is clicking. Offense, defense, and special teams. Special teams revolves around field goals, punts, kickoffs, and it kind of also revolves around positioning around certain circumstances. So you may get it's like right on the hash of the field goal, and okay, we're gonna take a delay of game here. Now we're really going to put our backs on the wall for the special teams because we believe we have a punter that can put them within the 10 possibly, guaranteed within the 15. And this is why we're doing this. Other than that, we would just take a touchback naturally. We're just going to punt the ball regardless, right? Let's just punt the ball. But we're also going to put pressure on the special teams to make a play. Let's go make a play. Let's go put it within, 19 and in. Anything with a touchback inside. Anything inside is perfect to that. Anything inside means we won. Even if it's a yard. I promise you, 1 yard is a win. It's better than what the other outcome would have been. So it's a win. As long as no one got injured on the play, it is a 1,000% win all day long. Psychologically, that 1 yard is going to think in somebody's mind on that 11 personnel. Or it would be, my apologies. It would be like 21 personnel or something like that. And that's a different call. That's for like an offensive coordinator or a coach to call for like a play or something. It'd be 11 players on offense. My apologies. Personnel is, that's completely different. My bad. Let me make sure I tap in to the chat real quick. Recon, what up with you, big dog? What's good, man? What up? I had the trade for JT going, but midway of the day, news came out that he was out for 3 weeks. Hopefully you pulled. And I was giving Jones and Puka. Yeah, because I didn't want Puka in that. I knew Jones could, I knew JT could have an injury. And that's why I was super against Puka being inside of the trade because and I didn't want to say, JT could be out because then you're going to, I don't want the player, but you don't understand that JT in the playoffs is just like JJ in the playoffs. It's a huge ball game, right? It's a big difference for you. It's a good key mark, right? It's a big coin flip. It's a heads or tails, and if it lands on your side of the coin, it's fucking wraps. And then if you got JT on top of JJ, it's a long day for somebody on the other side with Alvin Kamara and stacked. But I'm glad that hopefully you pulled out. Let me see. So the league manager and the other guys wanted the trade to go through, so I got screwed over. Okay, I figured that was happening. I figured that would happen. Luckily, I had some 3 kind-hearted people veto the trade. So that's love. So you had real like realistic people understand that. Okay, the only reason why this trade makes sense is because Jonathan Taylor, and I'm thinking of Justin, is because I'm talking about Justin Daniels, which I'm going to talk about Bishop Sycamore later in the podcast tonight. So make sure you stay tuned to that. It was a high school team in Ohio. That was a fake school. We're going to chop it up about that. But, excuse me, on the hindsight, I'm glad that you had a couple of people inside of the league that was more so, okay, since JT just got hurt, he probably sent the trade in knowing, and you probably didn't, you may have not known, but I knew. That's why I felt that JT and Eckler were possible for that trade for the mediocre value without giving up, the superstar value on top of it. for a team that's not making the playoffs and not in a keeper league. So, but they just don't want to trade away and give away the league. But you got to make something respectable, and that was very respectable, and it made sense. But it only makes sense if he misses a week or maybe 2 weeks. But if he's gonna miss 3 to 4 weeks and it's guaranteed, then that's a completely different ball game. You know what I mean? That's a completely different ball game. I'm glad that people decided to go against that, and hopefully the other dude inside of the trade was just like, hey, I don't know if you really understood, but JT's out for 3, probably 4 weeks now. He's only going to be available for your playoffs. So do you still want to do the trade? That's how I look at it, but also a lot of people aren't like that. So yeah. Luckily, I read that. Now we both agreed on the trade last night. Oh, thinking the guy had a minor injury. Oh, okay, yeah. Exactly that. Yeah. I was thinking it was a minor injury, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks at most. But I thought maybe he would just be on like a snap count. Week 2, you probably want to start him, so it'd be 2 weeks out, anyways. But like you would still see him play 3 or 4, maybe 12, maybe even 12 snaps. But he blocked 3 plays, and then 3 plays, he was a decoy, and the other plays he got 2 carries and 2 targets, or maybe 2 catches. Other than that, you know what I mean? Just getting him involved in the game a little bit, getting him back in the flow of shit, little shit like that. But I'm glad that they pulled out of that for you, cause yeah, that would have hurt you a lot, being that he's not gonna be back until 2 to 3 weeks after Justin Jefferson's back, because JJ should be back this week. But if he doesn't want to play this week, then he won't. But he'll be 100% healthy next week. So it'll just be a choice upon himself if he wants to play or not. Jones is coming back. Yeah, he should be back this week. And he really good. Yeah, he has a good schedule. That's why he has good trade value. That's why it's easy to trade him to get higher up. That's why, like, when other people say, oh, your trades that you're making aren't making sense, they're not understanding what football is and what breaking down a schedule is, and understanding how points are scored, and breaking down how points are scored versus other teams. What are their averages versus those other teams? Breaking down, the only thing you're scared about with Aaron Jones is that he gets hurt again. Other than that, he'll score solid. He won't score top 5, and he won't score top 7 to 8, but it'll probably be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He'll be in that range. Or he could be in 15 to 20 range. Or he could be 1, 2, or 3. And that's just like it's like a jump here, and a jump here. I'd rather have a guy that averages out here. Sadly, he goes down here. And then sometimes he's all the way the fuck up there. And he's number 1 by far. But I'd rather have the average be around this area than have a guy that has an average that bounces so much with possibilities and outcomes. So, yeah. He comes next week. Oh, they have a bye this week? Oh, yeah, then he'll be back next week 100% for you. Yeah, you'll have JJ next week 100%. But, go look at the playoff factors for the Vikings and figure out how, like, what do the Vikings need to happen this week while they're on bye? Who do they need to lose and who do they need to win this week? And then you need to, like, have 50% of that happen. If 50% of that happens, JJ will play. If, like, none of it happens, or like 20% of that happens, JJ probably won't play. He's already tweeted out that he don't care about parlays. He don't care about fantasy. He don't care about none of the shit. He cares about his health, and he cares about his health only. So if they're not in playoff picture or contention or possibly even being relevant, he won't play. He may play, but he's not going to play. He's not going to give you JJ stats. So you're better off just trading him, especially if you're not in a keeper. I ain't going to lie to you, bro. You know me. I keep it real honest with you. You know I keep it honest with you, bro. Let me flip that. Real quick. But I got a lot of info to talk about, too. I got a lot for real. I got like a whole hour at least worth of information. And then I got like at least, a 10 minutes to 30 minutes, maybe even an hour debate upon when people pop in, and then for the guests, and then so that's at least an hour and a half to 2 hour show, plus the fill-ins right now that we're doing, and then I still gotta cover some week 12 information. So we got a lot planned, or maybe not even a lot, but we got a good amount planned. Let me pull up the chat on my screen so I can see real quick. Makes it easier for you, boy. Do I look better that way or that way? That way. Okay, so we'll just do that. All right. I'm okay with moving Puka, and I'm okay with. I'm really not okay with moving Puka nor Nico, simply because it makes it real tough. Cause like you're moving Nico, that's gonna get 6 to 7 targets a game minimum, and he runs 15-yard routes and beyond. He may run shorter routes every once in a while, but he's running 15-yard routes. He's one of the only wide receivers in the league that consistently run that depth and that deep inside of the field. Not that there's not that many wide receivers that are running 15-yard comebacks like ATL ran when Julio Jones was there. Like Atlanta they have not ran 20-yard, 15-yard, 18-yard, 17-yard, 13-yard comebacks since Julio and Roddy White was there. And then after Roddy White left, Julio held it down, and he still had the entire offense doing the same shit. Number 2 wide receiver on the other side was doing the same shit. That's why the shit was never working. They can't run that style of offense. Julio can. Roddy White could. That other dude you got, that number 2, he can't run that. Change the offensive scheme. Other than that, you got a dude that's just out there getting a double team on a motherfucking hitch that's 17 yards on the field versus a dude over here getting a hitch route, and they're just waiting on that. And they'll let him throw the ball over there, and they'll break on that route, or they'd rather have something underneath that's getting double teamed, or they'll double team the underneath. And they'll put a defensive end that'll float on coverage, and he'll just play soft coverage, and he'll play contained, and he'll literally just pepper out. And the next thing you know, he's chasing down the running back or the bubble screen, and then you got the linebacker that's on the strong side or the weak side, and they both pinching that. So now you're going to have to break one tackle and then literally get upfield within 0.4 of a second. Not even a full second. You're going to have less than a half of a second to make a whole 1 to 2 step move to get separation from that defensive end that's on your bumper. Ball game. What are we talking about? It's too fast paced. What are we talking about? But once again, I'm cool with Mixon. But then Mixon has Jake Browning or whatever his name is, a quarterback. They're going to run the shit out of the ball. So if you trade Mixon, you got to make sure you get the right value. I mean, if you're going to run the ball for a guy that gets 8 to 15 carries on average, if you're going to start giving him 15 to 26 carries, and he's going to start averaging around 17 to 22, that means he's going to have about 2 to 5, maybe even 10 more points given on the week if he gets a touchdown or not for your style of fantasy. So you have to get that value back. If not, you're better off keeping Mixon just because the quarterback situation. Even though they're not going to be in the red zone that much, when they're in the red zone, he's going to be the main target. Even though they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, they don't got Doggy Bone no more at tight end. They moved him last year. But they got other Doggy Bone at tight end. He bookable, but yeah. I could also send out Jetta, but I don't know who I'm trying to get at this point or trade for. You could trade Jetta for like Austin Eckler. Like just go trade Jetta for Austin Eckler. Tell the dude, hey, what do you want for like, you know, JT's gonna come back week 4, right? So you could trade him for JT, DK Metcalf, and Austin Eckler. Trade him JJ and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones comes back this week. Or trade him Joe Mixon. And then you just bank on Aaron Jones being healthy. But that way you get more bang for your buck. And then you get more return that way. And it makes more sense for your team. And it also makes sense for his team, which he has nothing to fight for the entire season. It literally matters. Nothing. He's not in a keeper league. He can't keep none of the players. Nothing that he does matters. He just doesn't want to do something that will hurt someone else that's in the playoffs, basically. So you just got to give him something that's fair enough, that doesn't hurt the playoff contention teams or make the league think that you're ruining the league. Other than that, you cannot not make a trade. Like, you can't veto a trade. Like, and if a league vetoes a trade, they're just weird, lame-ass little kids. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't veto trades. Like, all trades are good unless it's crazy lopsided. If it ain't crazy lopsided or it ain't laying down, it's just opinions. Like, my opinion can be wrong. Like, I got this opinion now. Week 13 is within 6 days. In 6 days, guess what? I can be completely wrong. And guess what? I'm wrong. It's why a trade is a trade. Doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's bad. You can think whatever the fuck you want to think. But I promise you, you can think right 90% of the time and then go into the next season and then be wrong 90% of the time. Shit just happens. It's fucking football. Hashtag Cardinal Nation. Y'all better get you a quarterback. You better stop paying Kyler Murray respectfully. And Kyler, I fuck with you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not hating on you. You came out of Oklahoma. I was a fan. My partner's a big fan. My partner actually was, raving for you for a real long time. He ain't said too much. And, I just leave it at that, right? I just leave it at that. No, I'm capping. Oh, the Cardinals fan? Well, damn. You just made me throw shade at Cardinals fans for no reason, but, I'm just letting you know. Y'all better tell Kyler Murray, get right. You don't need a quarterback, bro. A quarterback isn't going to make or break you. The only way, you have, a quarterback is a big flaw for you. But you need to flip-flop possible running backs to get that good quarterback. So don't go get a quarterback if you're not going to flip-flop that running back or flip-flop that wide receiver that you give up. If you're not giving up that possible flip-flop, don't go reach for that wide receiver. That quarterback to start Matthew Stafford, bro. Justin Fields sucks. I'm sorry, he sucks. Go trade him for max value, like I said. And you should have kept T-Law, played T-Law, and T-Law would have helped you win your game this week. But I'm just telling you, gang. Because they won't sign Cam Newton. Cam Newton should have been their quarterback since he played 2 years ago. And he should have been a quarterback from then to now. But he hasn't been a quarterback because you want to believe in the guy that you put a draft pick in. And it's a first-round draft pick. And it's cheap. And it's not cheap money. So when it's not cheap money, you got to play the guy. And then you just got to forcefully play the guy. Mac Jones is not producing. Mac Jones hasn't produced since his first season. He didn't even produce his first season. He played systematic football. And systematic football don't win you games when you're not knowing the system that well. You're developing the system. So he's playing systematic football. He's developing the system as the system comes to him. And he's losing games or he's winning close games because of the defense is allowing him to win the close games. And you're going to say Brady was the same thing, but it wasn't. Because if it was the same thing, guess what? They'd be in the playoffs right now just like Brady was. That's why Brady is the GOAT. That's why Belichick is either the problem or they need to get a quarterback that can help them fix the problem. Simple. And Zappy's not the issue. We're going to talk about that later in the random news on the podcast too. Fields and Jones for Josh Allen. I want to give that. You're giving up a top 15 running back and a possible top 10 quarterback for a top 5 to 10 quarterback. That stings to me. You know what I mean? That stings to me, reckon. That stings. That's what I was thinking. I was rambling. Can't remember, really what I said. I remember what I said, but I can't remember what I said for what you're replying to. Mook, my bad. He may, maybe it was the little rant that I went on for 2 minutes. Maybe you want one more piece, but Allen is going crazy. I mean, that's cool. But he's not really going crazy. He's just doing Josh. He's not even playing like Josh Allen. He's not even going crazy. You gotta understand. Okay. When you're in the playoffs, in your fantasy team, you usually score the most points you've ever scored, or you probably score average to the lowest points you've ever scored. And that happens, right? Because the teams will have two things in fantasy. One, the players that have the consistency in points throughout the season. And then the other has the boom and the non-boom guys. Guess what happens? Then playoffs happen. We go over here now. Then boom guys, they're not going to be up there in the playoffs. I'm sorry. It's playoff time, okay? It's time to play for that wild card, for that in the hunt, for the for the 8th, 7th seed, all that, right? You're going to go down here. Okay, you're going to go down here. You're going to have a few guys that go up there. Majority, way down here. The consistency, up here. That's why you see the teams that usually win consistently throughout the season will win their playoff game unless some random wild caboose shit happens. Even in your guys' leagues when it's randomly based upon touchdowns. It's really just based upon who can get the most touchdowns or who can have the most consistency in points week to week. And I would take consistency in points over touchdowns. But touchdowns can save people in a weekly matchup and give them that luck factor because your fantasy league is based upon nothing but luck. Because I can have a running back run 20 carries and go for 110 yards and no touchdowns. And I can have a guy come in and run 2 carries and go 20 yards and 1 touchdown and him have barely less points than my guy. And he only had 2 carries at the end of the game when the score was 34-10. And we were beating their ass. And then we got a free touchdown at the end of the game. And he didn't slide in near the ball. He just scored. Like, that is luck. That is randomness. That's... Your guy scored because of nothing. Your guy scored because my guy wasn't even in the game. Or your guy scored because my guy and 2 other starters weren't even in the game. And then you'll see a backup guy get a big touchdown. Especially the tight ends. You'll see a tight end that's a nobody and somebody picked up will outscore a tight end that played the entire game and had a better game than what he had. But he had a 1-yard catch for a touchdown and scored 6.1 points or 6.0 points. He scored 6 points. And the guy that played the whole game had 3 catches for 38 yards, no touchdowns, but he converted on 3 third down conversions throughout the game to help them win the game. But yet that touchdown would be more beneficial. It's not. It's just situational football. And it's just luck. So, like, got to understand. A lot of what you're doing is luck, gang. So you either got to go off of the consistency of points or go off of the consistency of touchdowns. And it's hard to go off of either in your kind of fantasy. So you try to pick a little bit of yards, a little bit of consistency with, a couple of touchdowns here and there. But it really is based upon what is that team like in the playoffs? What do they play like? And then if it's not a team that's been in the playoffs in recent years, what kind of team do you think that they could be like in the playoffs? And then you got to base opinion off of that. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm cool on going and grabbing a quarterback unless it changes your team in points by like 8 to 12, if not more. It probably has to change it by like 10 to like 20 for real. But like I was saying, 8 to 12 to be nice. But I mean, as long as you score more points, you score more points. But you don't want to give up too much to get a quarterback, and then you get the quarterback, and then the quarterback just scores average points, and then the rest of your team does what it does, and then you're just going to have a worse week than what you had the week before, and then you're going to fall flatter than what you felt weeks before, and now it's playoff time. And you either needed that win, or you're in the playoffs, and you just lost round 1, and you're pissed. Um, the Cam should have got more seasons like the other quarterbacks. What you mean, the Cam? Like Cam Newton? Cam Newton should have got more seasons. He should have wanted more seasons to begin with. Like, and that's out of all honesty. I'm a Cam fan. He should have wanted more seasons, but he ain't want more seasons for real. For the longest, he was pushing, I only want to be a starting quarterback. And if you're not going to give me a chance to be the starting quarterback, don't bring me in. And that's cool. But you just don't even got to say that. You just don't even have to say it. And the fact that you're saying it is why teams will not bring him in. And that's just facts. That's just what it is. That's what teams have said. That's what owners have said. That's what coaches have said. That's what analysts have said. That's what literally everyone from that matters to that doesn't matter has said. Sometimes you just ain't got to say what you think you need to say. And that's been one of my biggest problems my entire life. You feel me? So I can't knock Cam for that. But, that's a knock on Cam. A couple of things you just don't got to say. You can just say, hey, give me an opportunity. Just give me a little opportunity to be the starting quarterback. Let me play. But I'm willing to be the backup 1,000%. But if I'm better than him, let me play. But if I'm not better than him, then I'll be the backup quarterback. And I'm coming in as the backup quarterback. But I don't think the conversations went that way. I think that was a downfall for Cam. I'm praying Waller comes back because he could be a reception machine with DeVito spamming short passes. He is spamming short passes. But it just depends. Waller isn't even like... If you look at the Giants' offensive scheme, the tight ends don't run short routes really, unless it's like first and long, second and long, or third and short. Other than that, they kind of run in posts, deep digs, deep drags, deep flags, posts. Probably already said that. Skinny post, corner post, back post. They're not. That's the only thing that's tough is their offensive scheme with what DeVito does. And I got a little segment coming out with the NFL Ramble News for you, reckon. Make sure you tap into that. It'll probably be within like the next little 20 minutes or so. Maybe 30. Just depends what I do first. We're going to tap into the show here in a second. But we're actually going to tap into that a little bit. I didn't have no Waller news planned or no like quarterback DeVito or DeVito, however you say his name. I didn't have like no preparation for that, but we could discuss that a little bit. But I was going to break down like how the offensive scheme kind of worked and whatnot with everything going on. Well, same stupid question then. Do I make any moves at this point or... No, it's never a stupid question. It's just a question. You just a fantasy football owner and you just care about the game and you don't want to lose. It's just that simple. You just willing to ask the same question 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, whether it's to me or to 6 other podcasts, bro. Like you're willing just to, see what someone's opinion is and try to go off of someone's opinion with your opinion and then hope that it works and then be like, yo, you was right, but really you was right too. So it's like we was right. Or it's like they was right the whole time because you wanted to go the other way. Or, damn, man. Should never listen to that podcast. I should have just did what I wanted to do. Man, that podcast screwed me this week, man. It's so opinionated, reckon. None of it really matters for real. Like, in your guys' fantasy, it's so opinionated, bro. It's like really opinionated. Like my opinion is probably like a really good opinion, but a really bad opinion because like I don't play your fantasy at all, but I understand your rules. So like I'll give you real blunt honesty, but I also don't play your rules to understand like, damn, maybe okay, this guy has just a little bit more value than someone else. And like my odds if I played that fantasy. but I don't play that style of fantasy to understand if I'm right or wrong in a lot of the shit that I say. But last year when I was doing these streams, I had a couple people come in here. I helped two different people win. I was gonna say a couple, but that would be three. So I helped two people, which would be a few or a couple of few. Either which way, I helped two people win a championship. Helped them make trades in like week 2 and then in like week 7. And then they ended up winning the championship off of it. And then there was one dude off of week 2, one dude off of week 7. And then I helped some other dude draft, and then he won his fantasy based upon his draft. He only made one trade throughout the season, and it was for a tight end. And he ended up trading. I'd have to go back to my Instagram DMs. But anyways, he won. But then also, chat. Also, this is the other thing. I also told somebody to make a trade, and they ended up losing the next 2 games and winning the next remainder of their like 4 or 5 or 6 games. But they lost their next 2 games, which was divisional games, which ended up putting them out of the playoffs. So it was kind of like, oh, I helped you build a better roster, but I didn't help you build a better roster for your divisional games. But I wasn't thinking about that. I'm not looking into that. I'm just helping you build a better roster. So I actually hurt 2 different people. So I helped 3 people, but I hurt 2 people in their actual fantasy team. So it's like, it's all just opinion based. And it's so much luck. It's so much luck, man. So much luck. I'm only watching your pod. I don't take second opinions. Well, that's tough love. I seen you comment that forever ago, but I wanted to really dive into that. But yeah, that's love. I would definitely tap into another podcast though. Don't be like me, right? Me, I'm if I fuck with somebody, and I'm like, all right, cool. I trust their opinion type shit or whatever the case is. If I'm going for information like you, or I watch their videos for this reaction because I got a reaction channel, or I watch their videos for this type of vlog, or I watch their video for this type of whatever the case is, right? Tapping into somebody else too though, bro, because somebody else could help you. And maybe try like a different time of the day rather than like a time of the day that I go live usually. Maybe try a different time of the day if you don't want to miss this pod. But I would definitely recommend tapping into somebody else too though, cause like my opinion, bro, is like, it's my opinion, and I want all the people in the world that I can get here. Like, I'm being honest with you, I really do. But also at the end of the day, a lot of y'all got money on the line too, and it's good for a second opinion on some real shit. But like, if you're the type that allows a second opinion to fuck you up or to make you second guess yourself a lot, then don't never go to the second opinion. And not just because to watch somebody else or something like that. Just don't go to a second opinion for like this type of information and shit, because it won't be beneficial to you. You'll second guess yourself a lot, and then you'll end up making a change right before the game starts, and then you'll be pissed type shit. That happens a lot. I know people that do that too. I want to do that. But as long as you're not like that type, definitely tap in with somebody else, Brody. Definitely tap in with somebody else. Just see what their opinion is. See how they feel about little shit. Even if you're just saying, how do you feel about this and this trade? Say I'm in a such and such team, PPR. This is my roster, and this is the trade I'm looking at. What do you think? And it's like a little half paragraph message. You can copy and paste it on, a couple different podcasts. See if anybody gives you a good reply that you find is 1, genuine or whatever. And then 2 is realistic. And it's like, okay, 1, it's a realistic trade. 2, they feel like they talking about, like, I know they know what they talking about. And then 3, they're talking about shit that actually is relevant. Like, okay, I can actually go make a relevant trade. That trade isn't impossible to go make. Or what you're saying isn't an impossible thing. Like, okay, I could pick up that guy off of the waivers. I could just trust my team. Or whatever they say, and it can go with a trade, with a waiver wire, with just switching someone that you have starting versus someone that you have on the bench versus that week. Multiple things, because like a lot of people don't ever ask me who should I start, such and such versus such and such. Like, that's just like opinions, but it's also super knowledge on the game script. Like, if you got Christian Kirk for the Jags, he gonna get 7 targets a game. Whether you like it or not, he gonna get 7 targets a game. He may get 5 one game, but he may get 12 one game. He's gonna get 7 targets a game. My point is certain, game scripts for certain teams will call for certain things, and certain things won't call for it. And it'll be easy to pick that little shit out too. So like if you go to like a second opinion or a third or a fourth opinion for different podcasts, and then you notice they saying some shit that's non-relevant, or they saying some shit that doesn't hold weight, or they're saying some shit that is non-contiguous with what you have actually going on, or they're just kind of rambling on about different shit, kind of how I'm doing now, and I'm just breaking down different things, but they're not trying to talk about the topic that what you're asking about. That just means that they're trying to get you in their stream longer and all this other shit, rather than just tell you what they think, and they're just keeping the shit moving and grooving type shit. But and that's just somebody trying to like doll out a stream and doll out a podcast. So it's not like flat and running real dull. They're just trying to doll it out. And what I mean by that is the stream is dull. So it's like a dual stream, DULL, and it's just running flat. But they're just trying to keep it that way with a little bit of spikes. Just a little bit of spikes. So I can't trade with the guy with JT and Eckler since JT is out. No, you can. You could just trade for Eckler. But anyways, so who are my options that I target for with the pieces I got? Could we brainstorm a blockbuster deal? It just depends upon, but shout out to the 5 people in the building. I do appreciate y'all tapping into the podcast. My eyes I keep squinting my eyes because my eyes are watering a lot because this light, and I'm looking at the camera a lot, and it's making my eyes squint for some damn reason. But I don't know if we could do a blockbuster deal, because in order to do like a blockbuster deal, I would kind of have to see like rosters. So if you could type in the chat, and I know it would take a minute, right? There's probably no way to copy and paste it. Instagram, Juice TV. Twitter, Juice TV. JUIICE TV. So just type in Juice TV regular, right? And then just put 2 I's for juice, like the letter juice, like the word juice. So you just put 2 I's for juice and then TV, right? Real simple. On any social media platform if you got it. And then just send me some screenshots of some rosters. I'll try to help you do a blockbuster. But other than that, like, we can't do no blockbuster, bro. We can't do a blockbuster. Because, like, if we done a blockbuster, it would have to be, like, I would have to understand where their roster's at versus their schedule. Not even their schedule, because I don't gotta see that. But I would have to see their roster versus their record versus what my knowledge is of like those players' schedules going into like the remainder of the season. So like, let's say for example, you're trading for a Buffalo guy. That's cool, but you're not gonna have him this week because like Buffalo's not playing this week. So it's like, okay, I'm trading for a guy that I'm only gonna have for a week and then the playoffs, or for 2 weeks and then the playoffs. However your playoffs is designed, but I'm pretty sure it would be after week 13 or 14. That would be your last season. That would be your last week of the regular season, and then it'd either be a bye week or a playoff game. Juice TV, bro. Like Juice and Pop Show. Just type in TV with it, bro. Just type in TV with Juice, Brody. Makes it simple, bro. Yeah, I got you though. But my right eye will not stop watering. It is insane to me. It is insane. It will not stop watering. Anyways, let me play this Blunt Blowing by Lil Wayne in my ear, for the next little 2 minutes. I'm going to talk to y'all. Talk about whatever if y'all want, like we're doing right now. And then I'm going to get into the rest of the show for a little bit. And then we're going to do some more fantasy football. I got like a little 30-minute fantasy football segment at the end of the show for y'all too. I got like 3 pages worth of shit. Something like 2.5. Polo jaw showing. I don't give a mother ass. On it. But get a new watch. Too soft. I'm a bad mup because the good die young. That's cool. Go ahead, Reckon. We'll get in. Reckon we'll get into that into like the later end of the show, so that'll be like at least an hour, and like an hour we'll start diving into that because that'll be like a whole 20 to 30 minutes for me to like look at everybody's team and then like try to like figure something out. So like you don't gotta rush on doing that, but go ahead do your thing. We'll definitely tap into it on the later end of the show if you want to though, for sure. And definitely if you're still here. I got my shit set on. You have to be verified to DM me. Pretty sure I don't. Hold on. I'll just use my computer. Hold on. Just a butcher. Who can I get for a Thielen? I wouldn't trade Thielen. I would have traded Thielen 2 weeks ago. But I would have traded Thielen 2 weeks ago. Thielen now, nah, I want to trade him. It's not worth it. The value you'll get for Thielen isn't worth it, and you're better off keeping him because he'll perform better than the value that you'll get in like retention form or retain. So it doesn't make sense unless you can have someone that's understands the value of him and give decently close to what he's worth. Doesn't have to give 8 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown, but they have to give at least 7 targets to a possible 25 to 75 yards and a possible touchdown worth of value. So you have to give at least 8 to 12 points worth of value there. You can't give 5 to 6 points worth of value. You know what I mean? Two different ranges. But he's really like a 20-some value player. Keep or cut? Even if you're like 10-1, I wouldn't cut him. So I wouldn't cut him. I don't think your roster's good enough to cut him, bub. So I'd keep him. Yeah, Dad, what up? All right, chat. I'll be right back. I gotta go holla at OG real quick. Gotta go talk to Pops. I'm gonna pull up something real quick. My Twitter is not blocked to where you can DM me. You can DM me. Chinks with a J. I ain't trying to. I don't know if you're from the UK or not, and you fuck with the homie Chinks from the UK, but yeah, I definitely keep. If you're consider cutting him, and you're not like 10-1 or 11-0 or no 11-1 or 12-0, like me, I wouldn't cut him. I'd trade him or keep him. Like cutting him, your roster is probably not that good. You're probably gonna name wide receivers that aren't better than him, that don't get separation like him, that don't run routes like him, and that aren't in the same system as him, and just produce better, and that's cool. But that's just game script. It has nothing to do with Bryce Young just not performing at the capacity that he's supposed to perform at, with the caliber of like coordination of staffing that they have. The staffing is being fixed. So if you think Frank Wright, which we're going to talk about that later on, being fired has nothing to do with Adam Thielen about to be on an incline, then cut him. Be mad for a couple weeks. I don't know what else to tell you. Just cut him. Cut him then. Cut him or go trade him for a bag of chips. I'll be right back, chat. Appreciate the 6 people in the building. I do appreciate y'all. Well, the 8 people in the building. Y'all go. Alright, chat. Pop said it's about the targets and the catches and what he does. So you're going to cut Adam Thielen for someone that gets the targets, for someone that's going to make the catches, and for someone that gets the separation, and for someone that's going to perform, for someone that's better than someone that you're more than likely either going to pick up or uses his replacement. I don't know, Chinks. You let me know. But, I mean, cutting Adam Thielen with a cat face, crying, like laughing emoji, as if Thielen didn't carry you for your first 6 weeks of your season on your fantasy roster, if not more. That's tough. Y'all panic so much when a wide receiver doesn't do anything, or a running back or a quarterback, because you guys are in such like lucky leagues that are based upon luck. You guys' leagues are based upon touchdowns, and that is it. Imagine this. Imagine how many games you would have not lost if someone didn't have a touchdown. Imagine how many games you wouldn't have lost if a random guy on a roster that you either haven't heard of doesn't start as a backup, or has no relevance in the offensive scheme but somehow got a touchdown in a game, and you lost the game because of that. It's based upon luck. Okay. And especially if it's based upon luck, I'm not cutting Adam Thielen. That makes 0 sense to me. I mean, 0 sense to me. But go ahead, Chinks. Do what you want to do, baby. Do what you want to do. I'll stay for a bit, but where can I do you have gold watch in your Twitch profile picture? Yes, I have a gold watch in my profile picture. It's like a yellow background, and it's like me doing this. And then I got a grill in. And yeah, it's like a cartoon picture. But yeah, that's me. You should be able to DM me. If you can't DM me now, let me know something. Yeah, I'm looking at my settings now. You should be able to DM me. I have hundreds of DM requests over the years. So yeah, you can definitely DM me. 100%. Trade Jamar and Khalil Herbert for JJ. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me, but it does. I mean, you're gonna get about the same catches, maybe one more catch with JJ, and maybe 10 more yards at best on average, I'm guessing, versus Jamar. But then Browning in there scares you, I guess, so you're worried about that. So I wouldn't be opposed to that, because I could care less for Khalil Herbert. He's from UCLA, respectfully. He was one of the better running backs coming out of college. Okay, so watch how a running back plays in college. And listen, I'm going to give you guys some very key information. Watch a running back play in college. Watch him play in the NFL. And if he's kind of the same player in college that he was in the NFL, and people drafted him or a team drafted him in the first or the second round, they're expecting him to take a leap, right? He never takes that leap. Go watch the film where he's drafted in the 3rd or the 4th round, right? And they're just expecting, gameplay from him. They're expecting, certain boom factors out of the running back, right? Or whatever position that they draft. You can go look at quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, linebackers, D tackles, nose, D ends, DBs, nickels, frees, strongs. You can go look at special teams. You can go look at any position that you want. Go look at if they played that position. If they're playing the same way in the NFL that they played in college, it's telling you something. They have no progression ratio. Like their ratio to progress in the National Football League is here or here. It's at a decline. It's going down. It's not going upward. And that's what Khalil Herbert kind of done. Khalil Herbert kind of done this and this. And he kind of is doing this right now. He's just showing you exactly what he done in college. He's playing the exact same way that he played in college. He hits the hole the same way. He runs the ball the same way. He catches the ball the same way. It doesn't look like there's much there. So I'm cool with getting rid of Khalil Herbert. I've had a lot of talk about Khalil Herbert on the podcast from people just randomly asking questions. And that's kind of my 1-2. That's kind of my little information about Khalil Herbert. I'm cool on him. I'll rock with him coming out of the NFL draft. I thought he was a good enough running back that could advance past the polishedness that he had. But he was so polished that when he came out, that everything that you've seen from him is kind of what you're getting in the NFL. And that's kind of what's happening. That's why you're seeing Deontay Foreman and Roschon Johnson take carries. And if you think that Deontay Foreman isn't better than Khalil Herbert or just as good, you're crazy. They're different style running backs, but he's just as good of a running back, if not a better running back. He's just way older and doesn't have a rookie contract, so they don't have to play him. It's just a different ballgame. You just don't understand math with money, with ownership, with control, with everything else that goes on inside the league. So that's why that guy gets played over certain people. So I'm cool with that. Anyway, 16-team PPR. Levis, Christian McCaffrey, Kamara, Amon St. Brown, Chase, Likely. Likely's cool. Your tight end sucks. I'd rather trade for a tight end than anything else. Was on bench. Also, yeah, I don't know why you're trying to trade for a wide receiver when you need a tight end. It doesn't even make sense to me. Any what? Okay. Also traded Everett and Demarius Douglas from New England rookie for Mostert. Your league allowed that? Okay. Kudos to you. 20-team PPR. Oh, wow. Wow. That was in a 20-team PPR? That was in a 20-team PPR and you got that off? What the... Bro, who do y'all be playing against? Anyways, my roster is Lamar, JT going out hurts you, so hopefully you got a backup. Aaron Jones is coming back for you this week. Not a big fan of him. Tyreek, I love. DJ Moore, solid wide receiver. He's a in between kind of wide receiver. Not really what his name is, nor what his talent is supposed to be, but he's solid. I like the wide receiver. He's the best player on the Chicago Bears by far. So I love the player. Kelsey, I love. And Christian Kirk for Jags. Love. Needed something for JT replacement until he's back. Good trade. You're trading a wide receiver and a running back for a wide receiver in a 16-team PPR, or also traded Everett and Demario Davis for Mostert. That's a phenomenal trade. If that's what you're referring to, because that was like sectioned with it. Yeah, that's a phenomenal trade. I would have never. I'm a commissioner. I wouldn't have allowed that. That wouldn't even. No. Wouldn't even have been that. That's not even a fair trade. Not even close to a fair trade. New England isn't even a pass-first offense, nor do they even have a passing quarterback. So therefore, that's not even that's terrible. Anyways, cough, Rico Duels. You're talking about the running back? Are you talking about Dodal? Rico? Oh, Dodal. Okay. I promise you. Why did that switch over? I promise you it says premium account needed to DM user. What? But also, chat, these are all just my opinions. Everything that I say doesn't mean what I say is right. I could be wrong like a motherfucker. Just my opinion, chat. But you what's your type in your Twitch your Twitter name in here, bro? Type in your Twitter name. Is it ReckonXB? Let me see. Let me see if I can message you real quick, bro. I got you, bro. There is a ReckonXB. He's got a. It's either a fox and it's not a Black Panther. That's got to be a fox, right? Nah, he's posting soccer shit. Nah, that's not you. He posting soccer shit. Tell me your Twitter in the chat, Brody. I get with you. I got you, Brody. Hey, I appreciate the 5-6 people in the building. I do appreciate y'all though. That's love. I still got a whole show to get to too. We ain't even got to that, but that's fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, just tell me your name, gang. I got you. But like, tell me your username though, like your actual username for on Twitch. And Higgins is back. Yeah, okay, I know that. Yeah, bro, I literally can't DM me. Or you can't DM me. Yeah, message me your shit. I had Andrews and Burrows. Damn, they took an injury. What, the same exact week? I would have traded Burrows after week 1. I wouldn't have even drafted Burrows. But anyways, that's here nor there. Yeah, I wouldn't even have him on my team. I said that before the draft, so you can go back to my draft too. So yeah, I said that before the draft, before he had a bad season. It's an offensive line issue, but anyways, yeah. I mean, he's a cool quarterback, but I want to draft him, unless it was like crazy value. But anyways, no one was given Tez, and I made that trade 10 minutes before deadline. So you don't even have a trade deadline no more? So what are we talking about then? The guy had no tight end or flex. So Everett and Demario Davis is acceptable for losing a starting wide receiver and moving his backup running back. So he's going to move his backup running back into starting position, and he's going to lose points there. So he's going to lose more points in his running back position, and then probably gain maybe a point, and then maybe 2 points in 2 other positions. So he's going to lose points overall, like in a crazy way. It's not even close. And then you're trading somebody versus nobody. It's not even close. And then especially if you're in a dynasty or a keeper league, oh, it's a shitty ass trade. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's not my opinion. You got over on it. I mean, you finessed. And especially on a 20-man team, what the... Bruh, if I was in a 20-man team like that, oh, I mean, I'm already 11-1. I just lost my first game because I didn't even have my starting wide receiver or starting linebacker in the game, and that's on me. That is what it is, chat. And I'll laugh about it, and hopefully we can win the playoffs. But I got good competition in my shit. I ain't got no competition like that. I wish I had competition like that. That's crazy. My luck was a green arrow. He was balling for a bit. Once his calf healed, stop it. You just trying to add something in. That's your shit. Got you, Brody. Oh, you follow me. Just message me. Oh, you said you can't. Here, I just typed you a bunch of, like, I tried to say yo, but I think I said YPs. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shout out to the 7 people in the building. I do appreciate y'all. I really do. That's love. Y'all have no reason to be here, but I appreciate y'all being here. No cap. I just seen you message. Yeah. Go ahead, Brody. It works now. Bet. Say that. I may have privated it, but on my end it says it's not privated. It says it's public. It says anybody can message me. So yeah. Anyways, We got 3 likes. I appreciate the 3 likes too. That's goated. Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate y'all liking the pod, man. Y'all ain't gotta like. Y'all ain't gotta sub. Y'all ain't gotta do none of that. But I appreciate that. No cap. No cap. Yeah. Send first through 12. Yeah. Do that, or 12 through 1. Just tell me what whatever way it is, however it sends, type shit. But make sure the image like gets sent and then send the next one. Don't like send them all repeatedly, because then you may like think it's 1 through 12, and the next thing you know, it's not 1 through 12. It's really like 1 7 9 6 3, or 1 7 9 4 3 8 10 2, or, some random shit. Well, it is a 20 man, so he was starting Black Shirt Flit. I'd rather have Black Shirt Flies. What are we talking about? Are you talking about Black Shear? No, okay. That's not the New Orleans wide receiver, is it? That's not the New Orleans wide receiver. That's just like the deep threat, right? Or the 1 to 3 catch guy at best during the game for the big yards for the Saints. You're talking about I think I know who you're talking about, but I can't pinpoint it. But yeah, still that's a terrible trade. That's horrible. Doesn't even make sense, bro. You can't justify that trade to me in any which way, shape, or form. There's the only way you could justify that. There's no way. The only way you could justify that, no. Even if you told me that it was a 1 running back starting roster league, Mostert is a 1 running back starter league for anybody. That's a 10-man league, an 8-man league, even a 20-man league. What? And we're talking about the first 10 weeks of the season, and it's week 12. Shit. 5 weeks out of that, he was top 2 probably, if not 1 majority. The other of them, he was what? On average, maybe top 12. So you're getting on average a 4th or 5th or 6th running back in the league for fucking crumbs. I mean, crumbs. Everett's stats on the entire season aren't going to equal Mostert's stats in 3 games. Demario Davis, or you can take Demario Douglas stats, Everett stats, and combine them, and they're going to equal what? Man, come on, bro. Come on. Look, Brody. I wasn't critiquing the trade in no which way. I didn't care about the trade in no which way. But I mean, when you started telling me a little bit of details at the 20-man league, and you thought it was a good trade, or maybe not even that you thought it was a good trade, but you thought it was a respectable trade because you was giving him something that he needed, and you gave him 2 positions. But yet you gave him 2 positions, and then you hurt him at a position. It doesn't even make sense. You're giving him 2 players combined that are going to score less points than what that one guy scores on his own. So he's going to use 2 spots on his roster to score less points than what 1 roster spot's going to cause him. It's a horrible trade. Oh, shit. Demario Douglas, bruh. He's on my taxi squad, bruh. Demario Douglas? Oh my, bruh. If I sent that trade in my league right now and it was accepted, and our league's completely different on how it scores and stuff like that. But if I sent that trade on a league that was based on how your league is based, half of my league would leave, if not everybody. They would either leave or they would just keep the roster and not make no roster adjustments throughout the whole season. And they would not care no more about the entire season if that trade went through. That is terrible. I ain't gonna lie to you. So if you're in a league like that, bro, you could damn near do whatever you want to do with a trade, bro. I wouldn't give up nothing that you said that you was gonna give up. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I ain't trying to bash you, bro. I'm really just having a good time for real. And having some fun, but. Yeah. Okay, bet. And the next one's gonna be your squad. Bet. But yeah, no offense, Josh. That trade's terrible. And especially if it's a redraft trade, it's horrible. That trade's fucking terrible. There's no way you can explain that trade to me. And I would love if you would join the podcast. And I'm not doing this to bash you. I'm doing this to bash fantasy leagues around the world, which is 90 to 99% of leagues. That fantasy about a touchdown saving them in a fantasy league game. And bank on that for fantasy league parlays and all of that. It ruins fantasy betting and it ruins how fantasy is scored, in my opinion. But it'd be hard to get, people like you that own ownership of teams like that to come on a podcast and talk about y'all stylistic of trades and how any of your guys' trades make sense 90% of the time. 10% of the time y'all got good trades. Makes sense. 90%, shit. I told Recon the same shit. 4 or 5 days ago when you first learned about the podcast, Brody? I told you the same shit. I said, it's luck. It's all based upon touchdown. There's no skill gap. And bullshit trades will go through or bullshit trades won't go through. But other than that, you're going to have people that'll screenshot and try to expose you about trades and make fun of you because they lame-ass little weirdos. And that's just how they get enjoyment in their life. Other than that, that's what your league is literally full of. Luck, and luck. And then a bunch of bullshit. That's how I view it. No skill gap. I could lose to a guy that knows nothing about fantasy if he accidentally picked the right guys off of the waivers that scored touchdowns. That is baffling to me. And that'll never change my opinion until the scoring system is changed and I can't pick up waiver wires to win a game. And I could pick up 3 or 4 waiver wires, replace them for my starters that I drafted and that are top 50 picks in the draft to 80 picks in the draft. And yet I could pick up a waiver wire guy, multiple of them, and replace them and have to cut my starting guys that I've drafted, replace them with guys that just score a touchdown and score more points. Because that's more valuable than 3 catches for 45 yards. 3 catches for 45 yards, 2 of them third down conversions. 1 of them was the first play of the game to set off of the game, to set off of the drive for the touchdown. For your guy to get a 1-yard reception off of a touchdown. But yet you win because you had 3 guys that had touchdowns off of less than 10 yards. And that was all that they got. But yet you got 18 to 20 points out of those guys. And I only got 15 points out of my guys that played the entire game and they got 3 to 40 yards. 3 catches for 40. And got 5 targets on the game or 12 targets on the game. Just couldn't get the ball. Just because they was getting double teamed and how the scheme goes upon the game and shit. That's cool. Too much luck for me. Too much luck. Now, I got to get into some of the pod. I appreciate you sending me all of that. I wanted to, tap into that one more time, And I'll probably tap into that a couple more times as, more people pop into the stream and we get more acclimated with people that are, and we get more, going on with the ones and twos, get everybody understanding what we got going on. I'm going to break it down a few times just to say, I can give y'all my opinion. And then I'm also going to be a dickhead and let y'all know that y'all in a Powerpuff league. And I'm not trying to be mean, but like when I say that, that's just my opinion. So it can't be wrong as well. It's my opinion. 90% of the world plays how y'all play. 1% of the world plays how I play. So, like, more of the world thinks how you think. But also, more of the world wants shit simple, wants shit simplistic, and wants shit real easy, wants shit real cute, wants shit to be fast, wants shit to be easy. I don't want that. I don't want that. That's why that league is created, and that's why majority of people play in those leagues. And that's why those leagues are majority of the leagues around the world. And that's why people will sit here and make infinite videos about a top 10 wide receiver list, and they'll have 2 wide receivers list or 3 wide receivers list drop in the same week. You're just crying for content at that point. Make 1 wide receiver list, stand 10 toes on business, and let it fly. If you fall flat, you fall flat. It's a fucking opinion. Who cares, man? But when you sit there and make 3 different running back lists and wide receiver lists throughout the week, and you're doing that shit repeatedly as a podcast. I'm not talking about no podcasts out there that do that. I don't watch nobody else besides other podcasts that don't do that. I'm talking about New Heights. I'm talking about Nightcap, which this show was called Nightcap at night before Nightcap was out. But shout out to Nightcap for doing y'all thing, and y'all doing big numbers. So I had to change the shit from Juice and Pops Nightcap to Juice and Pops at night. So we're called the Juice and Pops at night now. It is what it is. They're creating more, retention with their viewers. It is what it is. They're doing their thing. They got big names. But it's the same thing as, like, I just don't understand, bro. I just don't. I really don't. And I'm going to reiterate. I really don't want to reiterate it one more time, but I'm going to do it. I'm not saying y'all are in, a female league, but I'm saying y'all league is based upon so much luck that you will waste 20 minutes in my podcast, 20 minutes in someone else's, 20 minutes in someone else's, just today. You wasted 5 hours this week on luck. And you could have been right the whole time. And you probably was right the whole time. But you're still going to do that just because you love the game. But yet you love the game that much. But you're still going to play a league that is based upon nothing but luck. Nothing but luck. One day, hopefully, we can get with DraftKings, FanDuel, and I've been talking to the Sleeper app ever since the Sleeper app came out years ago. I'm trying to work out some things with the Sleeper app. I actually had the Sleeper app add a few different things to the actual app to make the app better. But I'm trying to get them to add a salary cap to the Sleeper app and a few other things. And I'm also trying to get them to sponsor the podcast, but we got to do a lot of views to do that. So we got to get cranking. So that's why we're here. Emailed them a few times, DM them a few times. They wanted me to email them after that. So we got to the emails. Can't disclose too much information, but I would love to get, this is kind of like another little reason and kind of why I wanted to do this, and break down a little bit before I got into the pod. I would love to get you guys to play not my style of fantasy football, a style of fantasy football I was brought into. I have nothing to do with the rules. These rules were made when I was born. These rules were technically created when I was born. I grew into these rules. So I may have a little love for them, right? But also, I'm a fan of the game, baby. Fuck them rules. It is what it is. Them rules just 10 times better. And that's just what it is. And there's no more and no less to it. There's no more and no less to it. And the same way the DB from Pat McAfee has his name on there with his 3, 4, 5, or 6 picks on DraftKings or FanDuel, right? But they have a FanDuel sponsorship, so it's going to be on FanDuel. I said that for a reason. But anyway, so it's going to be on the FanDuel. You're going to go on FanDuel, see it at the top for the sponsorship, for the picks that are suggested, right? So you're going to go see that. Hopefully one day in a Sleeper app, you'll see up there a suggestion, to play our style of fantasy football. And that would be phenomenal. Even if we could get 5 to 10% of fantasy football owners to try it, not even to play it, just to try it, that shit would be super dope. Cause it's an intelligent way of playing football. It's an intelligent way of playing fantasy football. Like, you feel like you're trying to play football. I don't feel like I'm trying to play football when I'm doing a fantasy roster. I could go shit respectfully, and I call it a boo-boo. I could go take a boo-boo twice a day or once a day throughout that week. And that's all I need. My fantasy roster is done. I've made my waiver moves. I've made everything I've needed to do. Everything. And I may have spent 20 minutes. May have spent 35 minutes on it. 40 minutes max. An hour if I was really just chilling. You'll watch a podcast for longer than that. About a trade value, about a waiver pickup, about how do you think I'm looking in the division right now? I'm 2-3, or I'm 3-1, but he's 3-1 and he's 3-1, and we're all three in the same division. This is his roster. All of those things, and you'll spend hours in a podcast watching a motherfucker tell you what to do. And trust me, I love it. This is my perspective. I'm loving this. This is my perspective. Like, my perspective is to get as many people as I can to watch me so that I can maximize my position. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with y'all watching it. But there's also something wrong with you spending an hour on your fantasy team throughout the week just to make adjustments. And then you spending 10 hours or 5 hours or triple or quadruple that or way more than that a week just to listen to other people's opinions about your roster. And you'll sit there and listen for 30 minutes into their show or 30 minutes about what they're talking about, but yet wait just for them to reply to your question, and they may never even read your question or reply to it, or you may have to comment it 2, 3, 4 times, and you'll still sit there. But yet you'll play a league that takes less than an hour to do a week. Just don't. I don't know, man. I see what you said, Recon. I don't know if I said that, but I see what you said. I'm about to tap into the show real quick, just a little bit. I wanted to tap into that real quick before we really dived into the show. But we're going to dive in. I'm going to make the enunciation real good. Make sure, everything's politically, correct. I'm going to stop talking so fast. Stop letting my words slur and shit like that. Stop chilling so much. Stop letting my eyes sit. We're going to wake up a little bit when we do the pod part. But, yeah, man. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. On like a real note with y'all, if I could get y'all to play our style of fantasy football just for a season and to try it, not even to play the full season, just to try a couple of weeks randomly and stuff, just to see if it grabs your attention and random shit like that. You don't even gotta, fully dive into it. Man, it's something. It's something. I'm telling y'all, man, it's really something. It's really something to have to know a defensive line, a linebacker core, a safety core, or a DB core. The back half, the front half, in between. Have to know the O-line with the running back that you got. Have to know the offensive scheme with the running back that you got. And the multiple running back, because you like to have 4 in our league. Yeah, 4. That have 4 of them things. 4. Yeah, 4. That means a backup running back might make your starting roster if you ain't draft nothing but running backs. Yeah. Backups come into play. That slot wide receiver come into play. That defensive tackle that only gets 30% of the snaps, he might come into play that week. It's you know what I mean, chat? It's really just about football, man. It's so much about understanding the knowledge of the game and having a love for the game. But like, you could do it in 3, 3 hours throughout the week. 3 hours. You know, if you really do your boo-boos throughout the week, it'll take you an hour to 2 hours to boo-boo throughout the week. You just naturally chilling on your phone while you doing that on the app, on the sleeper app. You would get down with 3/4 of your work. And I'm just being for real with you. And then you gotta do a little bit of extra shit on the in-between just in case you're facing injuries, IR shit and shit like that. But other than that, you good money. You good money. I ain't gonna lie to you. You good money. But you also gotta know your football a little bit. You also gotta understand, you know, the knowledge of the game. But it's still opinion. It's still luck. It's still luck in the game. It's still opinion. And it's a lot of it too. It's really a lot. Like, you'll see the difference if you play this league versus your league. You'd be like, damn, there's still a lot of luck in this. And I feel like I had a way better team than him. Wow, he got lucky here, 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 and here. Well, the game, I mean, if I go look at the game and I watch the game, it makes sense how that happened, right? It's the game script. But you understand how much luck is involved in just that. And that is 10 times harder, if not 100 times harder than what you guys are playing right now. So, the amount of luck that y'all play, basically, is just baffling to me. And y'all will drill yourself for hours on podcasts like this. Y'all will question yourself for days and for hours like this. Cause yourself frustrations in y'all real life, in y'all real world, for this little shit. And y'all playing a fantasy league that is based upon nothing. And I mean nothing but luck. There's not nothing in your league that isn't based upon luck. Look at how all the scoring is scored, and tell me how the league is not designed upon luck and upon randomness. It's just a guess at that point. It's like a parlay. It's a guess. It's no skill. No skill. You can design a parlay off a skill. You can also just put in a random ass lucky parlay and still hit that bitch. I can have 10 times more NFL knowledge than you right now, and you're listening. You can go put in a random parlay, a 5-team parlay, and you have damn near the same odds as me as hitting it. I wouldn't think that you would, but there's that much luck involved. No matter how you want to look at it. Now, you can simplify the look, or you cannot simplify the look. That's upon you. Now, let's tap into the motherfucking show, chat. Let's get straight to it. All right, so we got a couple things to talk about. I'm gonna break down rec and roster, and then see what kind of blockbuster trade we can get to. But let's go straight to it. Let's go straight to it, man. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Let's talk about the injuries, man. Let's get straight into it. So, we had a few injuries go up on the week. Now, let's talk about a couple of previous injuries that are either lingering or still concurrent. So, Minka is still hurt for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm pooky about that, man. I'm pooky. I'm sick. One of the best safeties in the league, if not the best safety in the league. Phenomenal ball hawk skills. Play recognition is off of the change. It's literally off of the change. Not change. Like chain and change. Like, he'll see it, and then he'll change what he's supposed to do mid-play. He supposed to play cover 2. He ain't even in the cover 2 no more. He playing down. You giving up the over the top. That's what Minka do. So, Pittsburgh Steelers are missing that right now with Minka. They had the backup. What was his name? It wasn't Thompson. I'm thinking was it Thompson? Nah, it wasn't Thompson. What was the Steelers' backup name? He played for him, and he played solid too. He played solid, and he had a big play for us. And he had a big play, and I'm not remembering his name. I would have had it earlier in the show, if I want to ramble on for, a nice little minute about some bullshit. But what's his name filling in for Minka though? What's Doggy Bone name? Anyways, man, Pat P. Man, let me holler at you, Pat. Let me go big body. Let me go big body. Hold on. Pat P. Let me holler at you, big dog. I'm gonna look straight in the camera too. Phenomenal corner. Technique. It's off of the scale. I mean, really. It's really off of the scale. Fundamentals. It's really there. It's really there. I hit myself in the cheek/eye. It's like that mental. It's really there. I'm not gonna say it's father time kicking in on you. You too good. What's going on? What's really going on, Pat P? Do we gotta sign Marcus Peters? Like, and this isn't even injury news, but it feels like it's injury news. Do we gotta pick up Marcus Peters? He just got released from the Baltimore Ravens /cut. Pat P, what we doing, baby? I love you. Like, for real. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. No, I'm a fan. What are we doing? Then you get on a podcast with your cousin. That's love. That's family. I'm thinking we good. I'm ready to, enjoy me one. Sit back and relax. Next thing I know, we get on a podcast talking about how we feeling good. The scheme feeling perfect. Feeling like you in shape. Feeling like this could be a great year, if not your best year of your career. All of that. Sound good. I'm a big fan, though. It sound good, and I believe every bit of it. Man, I believed every bit, man. I'm a big fan of Pat P. I'm a big fan of Pat P. He's just not giving us the production that Pat P wants to give us. And I know Pat P would keep it gangster. He'd tell you straight up, nah, I could play better for sure. And I'm not just saying that. I need to play better. Please play better. Please. Save all that. That's cool. We in the wild card. We in the hunt. We in the playoff picture too. Yeah, it's all of that and some, right? We in the playoffs. I want to see Pat P. I want to see Minnesota Pat P. Yeah, and he was nice too. I want to see Arizona Pat P. I want to see Pat P play. Please and respectfully. And that's the end of my rant on Pat P. But Pat P, can I please respectfully see you play some Patrick Peterson National Football style of football? I don't want to see the high school backyard boogie. I don't want to see that I'm chilling and I'm waiting on shit. I don't want to see that it's taking me too long to diagnose certain things. I want you to just go ahead, lock in for these next couple games. Make sure we get into the playoffs, right? Once we into the playoffs, cool. Pat P mode kick in. I ain't gonna say not a word. You ain't wasting that dime. You played for us in the playoffs. That's all I needed. You helped us get there, and you did what you're supposed to do, and you played like Pat P in the playoffs. That's it. That's cool. I commend you for it. And right off in the sunset, do whatever you want to do. But if you don't play like Pat P in the playoffs, that's tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's tough. So, a little bit of injury news / back in the Steelers rant, because I'm a Steelers fan and I'm hurt based upon an injury, and it's really showing right now because of Pat P. And Minka being out is really showing because of Pat P, and it is what it is. I got a couple other things I want to talk about before this, or after this actually, but I'm actually gonna intertwine something in this actually. Let me throw something in this real quick. Let me throw the rest of the injury news in this. I was gonna do something else and then bounce back in between the injury news, but let's go ahead and get the injury news up out of here. Recon, feel for you, gang. But anyways, Jonathan Taylor is suffering an injury right now. He just underwent surgery. So if you don't understand what that means he had a surgery already. It happened this morning, and it is, what time is it? It is the 29th, and it's about to be 1 a.m. So that means it was on the 28th at probably 8 to like 11 in the morning. Because I think the reports came out at like 12 or 1 in the afternoon. So that means that probably, 30 minutes after the surgery happened, he probably came to, was chilling with everybody, figured out what's going on. Surgery went good. Boom, 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 boom. 30 minutes later, information gets back to the team. Then they start doing the reports, that, you know what I mean? Or however it goes down, whatever the breakdown is. But I'm pretty sure it was probably around that range. So JT's gonna be out for anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks. Imagine about 4 weeks. I would say about 4. I would probably imagine 4 weeks. And the reason why I say that is if he comes back week 3, week 4 he'll be good. If he comes back week 4, he's still gonna be back. So that's still an average of where I'm saying. But he's not gonna be JT. He has the chance to be that player if he's fully recovered. Oh no, they got the bye, right? Or hold on. Did you say that they had the bye? Let me see. Colts bye week 2023 is. No, their bye week already happened. No. Okay, so their bye week already happened. So if JT's bye week already happened, that means it would just be playoff contention for fantasy owners, and then it would be 2 weeks before the playoffs happen, maybe a week and a half. And the reason why I say a week and a half is because that game that he comes back is more than likely going to be like a filler out game. But he could perform like very well. He's JT for, goodness sakes. But I don't know. I mean, they got Zach Moss. Zach Moss kind of performs around the same that JT performs. JT performs just a little bit better than what Zach Moss performs. Is JT worth the money differential compared to Zach Moss to JT? Not really. But do you feel like there's a different impact when he's in the game versus Zach Moss? 1,000,000%. So when you feel like you have that impact with a player, that's why that player gets that deal, or that's why that player starts, or that's why that player gets more carries. Zach Moss is in there. It just feels like you're gonna get that consistency. You don't really feel like that boom or the pop is there. You don't see the splash factor. You don't see the explosive not electricness, but it's more like electricity mixed with like congruent. So it's like he's kind of like flowing, right? You don't see Zach Moss flow with the game to where it's like, okay, he's flowing with the game, and then boom factor once or twice a game, or no concurrent going, but he's riding with the game and he's getting the 2 to 3 yard carries or the 1 yard carries, and he's going with the game, and then boom, the boom factor comes, right? It's either the consistency of the game, or it's just you're riding out the wave, and Zach Moss is gonna get you what he gets you. So JT brings that little extraness there for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know if the Colts are possible for the playoff. We're going to talk about the playoff picture a little bit later. They're possible, but I don't know how possible they are. We'll discuss that a little bit later in the show. But I don't really know if what they have now with Minshew and Zach Moss can get it done, because I don't know what Minshew and Zach Moss looks like. I know what Minshew and JT looks like. I don't know what Minshew and Zach Moss looks like. Now it could just be dependent upon the O-line, and the O-line there, for sure. So it could just depend upon that, but also I'm not gonna bank on that. So we'll talk about the fantasy things later on in the show. That's the whole back end of the show, though. The whole back end of the show, we got a whole 30-minute segment for the fantasy football shit. We'll break down some little random shit. We'll talk about Zach Moss, possibilities on scoring and shit like that. But, a little tidbit for now, we'll just say this. Zach Moss has the opportunity to be a top 5 running back this week or a bottom 5 running back this week. But I don't know if I get the boom factor with him. So I feel like it's average to kind of good, and then the lower factor. And that's what I fall flat with Zach Moss. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. That's just kind of how I feel about Zach Moss, chat. And it's really nothing against Zach Moss. I mean, I seen him play at Buffalo and all of that, but it's just my opinion. Are you answering fantasy questions? Fantasy CMB challengers? Yes and no. In between doing segments for the podcast. So like if I'm doing a segment, I bang out the segment and I finish it, so that way I can take I can download the live stream, and then I can take the clip, and then I can post that clip on the podcast, so other people like you can see that little clip. But as long as I'm not doing like an actual segment, then yeah, I reply to questions like I have been to everybody else in the chat gang. But I appreciate you for popping into the podcast. You ain't got to like, you ain't got to subscribe or nothing, but I do appreciate you for popping in and using your time to, check in with us, though. That's love. Hopefully your fantasy league going good for you too, big dog. I got a couple of the injuries to talk about. I'm going to talk about something else. If you ask something in between, I'll reply to it in between. But what else I got? I don't want to talk about this. No, I don't want to talk about this. No, man. I'm Pookie for Doggy Bone, bro. I'm shaking my foot. I'm Pookie for Doggy Bone. I'm Pookie. All right, let me see what you got real quick, and I'm going to go back into this injury reserve section real quick. Addison over Watson. Watson is terrible. Watson isn't a good wide receiver. He drops the ball, and then you're going to say, oh, well, he doesn't really drop the ball. He dropped a couple in his rookie season. He drops the ball. He doesn't run good routes. He doesn't have understanding of knowledge of the route so if he has an option route, he's not going to run what the quarterback thinks he's going to run. He's going to run something opposite. So it kills him on getting those. I'd rather have Romero Dobbs or Reed for Green Bay than Christian Watson. If I got Christian Watson, I'm literally banking on a prayer and luck, and I don't like that. I'm good on that. That makes no sense to me. That's just like a player that I would just like. And this is no disrespect. These are NFL athletes, but I'm talking about fantasy football, right? And I'm just using like little analogies to make it funny and shit for the content. No disrespect to the athletes. But, like, that's like a player that, like, you would just, like, push to the side, throw away in the water type shit. Like, you're not going to worry about it. Like, you're just going to throw it away. You're just going to throw it away outside of the car. You're just going to throw it in the water. You're just going to do whatever. Like, it's just something in the trash. Like, it makes no sense that you would compare a Watson versus an Addison, even if Justin Jefferson is coming back. But, yeah. And he's not even a touchdown. He's not even a touchdown threat. He's not even the touchdown threat. Romero Dobbs is more of a touchdown threat than Christian Watson. And Christian Watson is supposed to be the touchdown threat. So it's like, those little things, I don't know, but that's my opinion. Y'all do what y'all want to do. Zay Jones or Zay Flowers is for... Oh, you're talking about Zay Flowers. I thought you were talking about Zay Jones for Jacksonville that just got out of the DUI or the domestic violence case or the whatever case he just got done with. No disrespect to Doggy Bone. I don't know nothing about your case, so I ain't trying to talk about it. But T Law, what T Law and Zay Flowers for the Ravens, for CJ Stroud, so you're getting a little bit more points probably in quarterback, and then probably on the shakiness on average when it comes to the playoff time. T Law is gonna play better than CJ Stroud, so that's why he's trying to do the trade. And then he's gonna give you either or receiver so he can get a better wide. No. I want to do it. I don't care if you're in an 18 PPR. No. 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 I don't know what Houston can even possibly gather up in the playoffs, let alone getting close there. But like this is also just like my opinion, gang. My opinion is not right. Like, so like, don't take this shit as being right, bro. Like, what you feel is what you feel. Do what you feel, or do like go tap in with 2 or 3 other podcasts. Go see what they think and what they feel about type shit. Go, gather information type shit. Do whatever you want to do. Stick to one podcast if you can't, determine if you get too many opinions from people, and then it kind of bounces your brain back and forth. Then just stick with like 1 or 2 podcasts. But go bounce around with other people, bro. See what they think. But me personally, I think you're trading a number 1 wide receiver, and he's clearly the number 1 there above Odell. Respect to Odell, but he's clearly the number 1. And then T-Law is a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud just throws for more yards because it's Houston, and you're not understanding that. You're just not watching the game. And C.J. Stroud's playing phenomenal, and there's no disrespect to C.J. Stroud. But their offense has the possibility to be on the field all game if they wanted to be, or their defense does. Like, that's how the Houston games have went for the last 2 decades. So you just got to understand what kind of team that is. Now, next year, his stats are going to change completely. Or he's going to show that he's that same player, and then he really is that guy. And shout out and salute to C.J. Stroud. But other than that, the other 2 wide receivers, I mean, I fuck with Jordan Addison heavy. And he can put up close to Zay Flowers numbers, especially if the quarterback situation was different. But I got another segment in the show, and we're going to talk about that. But I can't talk about the quarterback news for the Minnesota Vikings right now. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. If you want to tap into that, you're more than welcome to stick around. But yeah, I'm good on that situation. I'm good on that. If you needed my opinion right now, I'm good. I'm good. Long story short. All right, I appreciate you. I just subbed. I appreciate that, Brody. That's all love. I appreciate that. You ain't got to, but all love to you. All love to you, big dog. All love to you. Let me spark up this joint chat, and then let's get right into the next segment, which is right back to the injury news. All right, let's get to it. So, Justin Jefferson has officially been moved off of IRs. Yes, I don't need to look at a cue card or nothing. I'm with y'all. You dig me? So, Justin Jefferson has officially been moved off of IR. And we're going to talk about, just something for you since you're talking about the Vikings, right? Let's talk about, the Vikings a little bit. So, Jordan Addison's numbers may drop just a little bit, but not detrimental. He's still going to get the target. It's the same kind of concept of what the Rams have with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. But the difference is one has the starting quarterback and one doesn't have the starting quarterback. And then we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But as of right now, we're going to keep the quarterback conversation at a minimum. So as of right now, we're just going to talk about Justin Jefferson officially coming off of the IR. And now he's on active. So for all the fantasy owners out there, you no longer can have him on your IR and no longer keep him on your IR. You must move him to your active roster and cut somebody off of your bench, or cut somebody off of your active roster, which is your bench, whatever, however you want to look at it. So you're cutting somebody. So you're going to have to cut somebody to bring in JJ. Is JJ going to play this week? He has a bye week this week, so he'll play next week 100%. If he doesn't play next week, it's just because he doesn't want to play. He should be 100% healthy, because based upon his injury and based upon what he was like saying and timetables and whatnot and tweeting, it kind of seems like he would be healthy around the bye week. And it kind of seems as if you give him the extra week, that'll give him the 100%. Because it'll probably be 90, 95, 99% that week before. But if you give him that extra week to recover, let him fully get back into practice, not be limited practice before going into the game, going back into full practice, that'll be very beneficial for JJ. That'll be very beneficial for JJ. You guys may think it's not, but just imagine your daily job, right? Twist your ankle. You go back in a day early. You move funny. Guess what happens? You re-aggravate it. Now you're hurt for another week. And you're going to still go to work. But you just got that extra pain for no reason that you didn't have last week. That was only there the first day. Or the first 2-3 days. Or the first week or so. Or the first 2 weeks. However, whatever kind of injury you had. But you just re-aggravated. Now it hurts for, a certain duration based upon your injury. Now, you're causing yourself frustration because you rushed the process. You should have just figured out a way to not go back to work that early. But what happens if you had to go back to work that early? That happens, with the 9-to-5 workers. In his case, he doesn't have to go back. And that's what he's been telling everybody on Twitter. He doesn't have to go back if he doesn't want to. That's the one thing about his job. So we have to understand that as JJ fans. Now, if he's 100% healthy, he is going to ball. He's going to play Justin Jefferson football. If he is not 100% healthy, you may see 5 catches for 45 to 62 yards. No touchdown probably. And you're still going to get good points out of a fantasy owner. You're still going to get average points. It's still going to be okay. Not what you want. Not nowhere close what you want. Because you wanted the touchdown. If he got the touchdown, he got everything that you wanted, and you're good. You're cool. You're like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. JJ back. That's cool. Next week, he get a little bit more next week. Next week, he get a little bit more. He might go for 85 next week on 8 catches and a touchdown. That's cool. He might give me 5 more points next week, 3 more points next week. That's cool. Like, that's how y'all gonna look at it, right? So, as fantasy owners, that's a little tidbit for y'all. But Justin Jefferson is back officially off of IR. They move him up. So that means someone's either going to have to go to practice squad or somebody's going to have to get cut from the roster. So more than likely someone's moving to practice squad. And I don't know who's going to move to practice squad from the Vikings. It'll probably either be a running back or I don't know who it would be. I actually don't know who it would be that moves back from the Vikings. Unless they just kept a roster spot open. But I would imagine that they just brought up a practice squad guy in the meantime. But I could be wrong. Did they bring up somebody? I feel like they brought up somebody. I know they signed Cameron Akers. And then they got Chandler. So they got Cameron Akers. Is Akers hurt? I can't remember if Akers is hurt or not. But you got Akers. You have Madison. You got Chandler. Is Kenu Nwagwu, is he hurt? I haven't even heard nothing from him all season. And he was a phenomenal special teams player for Minnesota last year. And he played a couple of running back snaps for y'all too. Damn, what's going on with him? Damn. I almost grabbed my headphones for no reason. I don't even know what's going on with him. Now that I think about it. But anyways, I really didn't want to talk about this, chat. I really didn't want to. But I'm going to talk about it, man. Jalen Phillips. Damn, man. Another torn Achilles, chat. Another torn Achilles. Food. Bro, y'all can... He make millions of dollars. Bro, he never gonna move the same a day of his life. Never gonna move the same a day of his life. Torn Achilles. Bro. Damn, man. I feel for Jalen Phillips, man. And anybody that gets a torn Achilles or, the torn ACL fully. The little stuff, the little bang bangs, the little small MCL, the little, ones and the sprained ankles, ones and the strained calves and the strained hamstrings and the torn hamstring ones. Those are all recoverable within a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks max basis, depending upon how bad the injury is. And if it's longer than 4 weeks, it's not a one, like not even close to a one. Okay, because that's like a 1 week to like a 12-day period, right? 14 days on the max side. If you got all that equipment and you're paying all that money, you're probably healed in 6 days for real, for real. But the extra days or the extra week could really help you on an NFL league game. But a torn Achilles, that's a whole year. That's an entire year. I don't think you guys understand what I don't know if fans out there really understand what fathoming walking different for 365 days feels like. And you're going to walk different for 365 days naturally. Like it's going to be a natural struggle for you to walk those days. And then every day after that, after you're healed, you're going to walk different than what you walked the previous however many days you lived on the earth before. Y'all don't think that fucks with somebody's mind, mental, thought process, how they play the game, and y'all don't think that messes with how they play the game in general? Name one NFL player that's coming back from an Achilles. That ain't happening. Name a player that's coming back from an Achilles in basketball besides Kobe. It's minimal. Name anyone coming back from Achilles injuries in any sport. Shit, use ping pong for all I care. Ping pong, you're still all the way over there. You're still going back and forth. You're still bouncing off of you're still just bounce off. Just move your feet real quick. Your Achilles, it's moving, baby. Like you're gonna be sitting down feeling it. Damn, man. I really feel for injuries, chat. I really do. I hate injuries, man. I feel like the turf is a huge fault for it. I always wanted to play on turf, and then the one time I got to play on turf, I never wanted to play on turf again. I didn't like how my cleat stuck into it, cause I'm real fast twitch. I don't like how it. I like how it sticked. I did, but I don't like how it sticked, and I couldn't move. It's and my angle's here, but I want to hear it and then just slightly wiggle my toes and then kick my heel in just a little bit delayed, right? Just that little delayed action, just kind of like that. And then that little delayed action right there causes that huge tear on them damn turfs. Rather than that grass moving, heel moving, I'm gone. And it's all a quick sequence. And it happens. It's a little different on the grass and the turf. But anyways, Jalen Phillips suffered an Achilles injuries on the turf, and it didn't look like he was gonna suffer an injury. If you look at a lot of the Achilles injuries, it's with nobody around, and that happens. Listen to me. That's gonna happen on grass too. But the big fault about keeping the grass is if it rains and stuff like that, it's going to be hard to keep it level. But there's got to be some design and some way for us to keep the injury at a minimum and just replace all of the turfs and spend a couple $1 million each as organizations, if not a $10 million fee each as an organization, or $20 million. Who cares? Who cares if it's $30 million each team that they have to pay? Who cares? You're going to spend that in draft picks. And yeah, those draft picks are over the next 4 to 5 years. Okay? That grass is going to be a lifetime change for those players. Just do it. It's a couple years. It's a couple years of a downfall for an organization that's making billions. And it's not even a downfall. If you even look at it, it might be an upbringing. It really might. But that's just really how I feel about the little turf situation, how I feel about the grass situation, how I feel about the injury news. Cause I'm sick about my dog Jalen Phillips. I'm Pookie, man. I'm sick about that. I'm really sick. I can't lie to y'all. I'm sick. We're gonna do a couple of reactions, but not yet. Now listen. A quick little segment later on in the show. We're gonna talk about Pro Bowl selections. Now listen to me. I'm gonna need the chat to help me if we got some participants in the chat to name starting now. I'll give y'all from now until I bring the section up later on in the show. If you guys can name any player that you believe should be selected to the Pro Bowl, just type their name in the chat. You know, you don't even got to say their position. I'll more than likely know exactly who they are. Whether it's an offensive lineman, D line, it doesn't matter the position. Maybe O line, I may not know, but I'll probably know if I don't know the name. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's O line, because I know majority D line, especially if they're gonna be Pro Bowl caliber. But I'm pretty sure I know everybody, majority. Let me know. Okay, and I'm not saying that to be on the cocky side. I'm saying that just to let y'all know y'all got free roam to say who y'all really feel deserves a Pro Bowl, opportunity. Not gonna make the Super Bowl. That's cool. Who been balling? You a team, you got a team. You a fan of somebody. Who been balling for your squad? Somebody gotta been playing good for somebody team. Somebody gotta have a vote for somebody, right? Let me know who y'all think. But anyways, I don't want to get into this yet. Let's just jump into this for right now, actually. Let's just jump into this. Shout out to David Tepper for being able to address the media. I probably shouldn't do this. I probably shouldn't smoke while doing the head coach shit. I probably shouldn't do that, Jack. Let me say this joint. Let me put that out real quick. This little roach now. Let me do this little segment, and then we'll do the next segment, smoking. It's probably not a good look to do that right there. Okay. All right. So shout out to David Tepper for being an owner of the Carolina Panthers and being able to just step in front of the media, speak to the media, and then speak to the world and just, give your opinion. Hold on. Let me get your quote. We are totally confident in our pick, if I want to be, 100% accurate in what you said. So when coming out and making that statement and just saying I'm happy with where I'm at. I feel like I made a good pick. I'm good with Bryce Young. Yeah, he's undersized. Yeah. Everything that you want to say, that's cool. He's not playing the best this year. This team, we got one win. Whatever. Don't care. Guess what? I believe in the pick. I'm confident in the pick. I'm riding with the pick till the wheels fall off. And man, as a quarterback, trying to lead a team and trying to be that somebody to anybody in the locker room, and then to have your coach rock with you on a bad season, and they made off-season moves. Yes, sir. Hey, listen to me. That's love. At a David Tepper, that's love. Not a lot of offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators come out and say that for players, let alone a head coach, let alone an owner popping out. Is David Tepper trying to get on his Jerry Jones? Shit, I don't know. Y'all let me know. But I got somebody else I want to talk about. Listen. I got somebody else I want to talk about. Now, I didn't know my dog Sean, listen, this is my dog. Sean McDougie. I call him Sean McDougie, right? I call him Sean McDougie because he be doing a couple of things that be making me think he got a little groove to him, right? And then sometimes I be like, bro, what's going on with the offense? What we doing? I be like, okay, we move. Buffalo. Buffalo playing like this? So you gonna tell me Buffalo gonna play like this in the playoffs? Oh yeah, yeah. I ain't trying to see them. Oh, this what you bring into the. If you make the playoffs, you bring in this. If you make the playoffs, you bring this. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. You see how like the mood switches, right? You see how the mood switches. I feel like that's what Sean, what we got going on. I feel like that's what we get. I feel like the mood switches every other second. I feel like 1 second I feel like we good. 1 second I feel like we not good. 1 second I feel like we need some work. 1 second I feel like I'm all the way back here, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a flip flop situation with the Buffalo Bills. They're playing good football. They're playing bad football. They're hurting themselves in certain situations. They're not hurting themselves in certain situations. They're helping themselves. They're not. They're hurting themselves. They're not. They're looking confused. They're not. They start playing good. They take a couple of injuries. They start acting like they don't know football. Like, I mean, all of that goes into football, 1,000,000%. But it's just Buffalo don't usually have those problems, and I haven't even used the main problem that a lot of people are gonna say, Josh Allen. I haven't even used that. I haven't even used that yet. But listen, there's a lot else that goes into it. Now, when you throw Josh Allen not playing like Josh Allen, oh man, shit, 6-6. Hey, listen to me. 6-6. That's where we at with it. Listen, y'all shouldn't be 6-6. Y'all should listen. Y'all way too good. Way too good. Way too good. Listen, Von Miller, I literally just want you to get healthy for the playoffs. Keep getting reps until you feel like you're in 80 to 100% naturalness with the brace on, off, or in between. And I'm good. And I'm good. Like, I want to get you there, right? And then we got Stephon Diggs, and it's like you work out certain things with certain players, and you have certain schedules for certain players, and it's like you got AJ Epsanova or however you pronounce his name or enunciate it. My apologies, but he's playing solid defensive end ball. He played good ball the year before. You got Ed Oliver playing good on the defensive tackle side. You got the other side of the defensive end playing good. You got the backers playing good. And I mean they're not playing the best. Like her, like no. I'm tweaking. Harold Landry on a different squad. That's for the Titans with Jeffrey Simmons. Damn. Hold on. I hate when I can't think of a player. Man, I'm just staring off into space over here looking at the side like I'm going imaginary pull a name out of the hat. But anyways, y'all get what I'm saying. I'm just going on to the next segment. That just made me mad. I can't think of the damn other player name. Why can't I think of the other player name? I want to go to a whole different section now. Man. Nah. Nah, what's Doggy Bone name? It's AJ, it's Vaughn, Epsano, Ed Oliver. Who will play? I mean, he irrelevant, but he not irrelevant. I don't like forgetting people's names, even if they don't get 50 to 60% of the snaps of the game, and that's not even majority of the snaps. I mean that's majority, but that's not majority for like the superstar starter or like a guaranteed starter and stuff like that. That's a starter slash rotation slash trying to figure out where we can fit you in on the scheme, or you're probably just more rotation and you get 50%, the other guy gets 50%, or you get 60, he gets 40, just depending upon the week and depending upon who we're playing against and stuff like that with the scheme. Damn, I'm sick. I'm sick. I can't remember that. Do I got a little 1-2 for this? No, I don't. Damn. Anyways, let me chop it up about this. Let me go to this. Let me go to this for y'all real quick. Let's go to week 13 news. Let's go to the news real quick. Let's go to the news. So now, Aaron Rodgers decided to hop on the Pat McAfee show, and shout out to the Pat McAfee show. He hopped on the Pat McAfee show and he decided to say, I commend Dak Prescott for playing the quarterback position. If I could break it down to you as simple as I could, I commend in all capitals Dak Prescott for playing the quarterback position. What they really just chopped it up about was just how Dak went viral. He went a little viral for here we go. He went viral for the cadence, changing it up, doing it certain ways, And then you had Russell Wilson that did the hut 1, hut 2, hut 3, hut 1, hut 2, hut 3, hut 1, hut 2, hut 3. Changing the cadence up like that, trying to get just trying to get that aura off. But long story short, Aaron Rodgers wanted to commend not just Russell Wilson, but it was mainly about Dak Prescott during this on the during their conversation on the Pat McAfee show. That Dak Prescott was playing good football on the back end of the season. It's looking like he might play good football for the playoffs, and that's phenomenal for the Cowboys because they're going to play good defense. And they're really probably going to play good defense in the playoffs. So, Dak, get it together. If it's not together, it's probably on you. I ain't going to lie. Just an outside looking in, and I'm a Steelers fan. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. We picked up Trey Lance. With a late round draft pick, mediocre just in case Dak wasn't doing his thing. Dak decided to start doing his thing, played well. I think picking up Trey Lance was a huge bump into how Dak started playing this year. And just to piggyback off of that, we're gonna jump back into what Aaron Rodgers was saying. After the cadence things, he was just saying that he appreciated how Dak Prescott was playing the quarterback position. Now Dak Prescott isn't the best quarterback in the league. He's not top 5 quarterback in the league. He's not even really a top 10 quarterback in the league. He's maybe not even a top 15 quarterback in the league. He might be around that bubble, right? But he's really not. But he's playing the quarterback position. He's playing as such, and he's giving it everything that he's got. And you can tell based upon the way that he's playing the game, because he's not just taking the read that he first sees and he's going with it. He's making line adjustments. He's bringing the tight end on a close, right? Rather than having him separate from the offensive line. Nah, let me adjust that. Let me bring you in close. Now I'm going to adjust the mic. The mic isn't here. The mic actually over there, okay? He might come down. If he come down, I need you to double that, or I need you to bump that, or I at least need you to chip that for me and then run that, So make sure let me bring you in real quick. Okay, cool. We got that adjusted. Then we bring in the running back over, right? We're taking Pollard from one side to the other side to adjust for the blitz, right? I'm liking what I'm seeing there. Aaron Rodgers he was just going into little adjustments like that. So make sure you tap into the Pat McAfee show. It was Aaron Rodgers with cadence on Dak Prescott or something like that. They had like a whole 15-minute video or something. I only watched like 30 seconds. I got a little bit off of it. I went back and watched a little bit of film just to get a little bit of information for myself so I could have my own opinion based upon it, not just someone else's. And that's kind of what I concluded based upon what Aaron Rodgers, I almost said Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was saying versus what my own conclusion was. And it was kind of around the same analysis versus Aaron Rodgers, but it's also just basing upon what A-Rod had to say. I really ain't got no opinion on that. I ain't no QB, so I'm letting A-Rod speak on that. But he did have to say that Dak Prescott was playing a phenomenal quarterback position right now. And, shit, hats off to you then, Dak. Now, my opinion, do I think Dak Prescott is playing, all of that? I think it's the defense. I think if the defense wasn't doing what they're doing, Dak would not be even close to doing what he's doing, respectfully. But I could be wrong. But no previous year has showed that information is wrong. So I just think that it's just the consistency of the defense and the defense playing off of the walls, that and the positioning and everything else that goes inside of the game and the time of possession and everything else and the pick sixes and the sacks and the tackles for loss and the pass deflects, the how many times the ball's been thrown out of bounds. I mean, I'm just saying there's a lot going on that defensive side of the ball that's helping out that offense. A whole lot. So I don't know how much I would be giving credit to Dak Prescott and then keep neglecting how good Micah Parsons playing. Like, are we going to act like Micah Parsons isn't the best defensive player in the National Football League? Are we seriously going to do that? We're going to sit here and say it's TJ Watt, and respectfully, he's the second close. He's better than Aaron Donald, respectfully, and Aaron Donald's 3. And he might be 4 behind Max Crosby, because Max Crosby's motor is insane. I mean, it is insane. I mean, the play will be over, and he'll walk by the quarterback and just hit him with a shoulder shrug. Just to do it. Just to let you know I'm here. Just to aggravate you. That means so much in a game that people will never give credit for. There's so many little things that people never give credit for. But Aaron Donald is also the number 1 player, defensive player in the league too, and 99% of the players in the league, possibly. So, my opinion don't mean shit. He's probably the best player in the league by far. He just gets double teamed and triple teamed too much. I mean, I watch a lot of film. I see it, but I don't see it too though. He wins a lot. He wins a lot of one-on-ones though. He does win a lot of one. But the ball gets out of there a lot too, though, and that happens a lot with other quarterbacks. So it's kind of the I don't know. I'm just gonna say, let's give a little bit of credit to the Dallas Cowboys defense, and we'll stay on topic, versus giving too much credit to Dak Prescott for playing good situational football. I think Cam Newton could do the same. And that's for another situation, and that's for another video. Or, another segment on the pod. Let me talk about something else real quick. Or we could do a couple of fantasy questions if you guys want to, and we could take a little intermission real quick. I got a lot left on the pod, though. I got a lot left. I got people joining the pod if they still want to. And I still got like a whole hour left on the show if I really wanted to run it down. Yeah, I got a nice little chunk, chat. I got a nice chunk. And I still got a whole page on this side to do. Oh, yeah. We got a nice little chunk to do, chat. All right. A little bit of Sprite check. Nothing crazy. Put that over there so I don't mess up my computer. See, chat, if I mess around and pour like a whole like can in here, I'll drink the whole can. If I pour it like a little bit, I see a little bit of pop. I'll sip on it, throughout the whole podcast. I ain't gonna drink a whole pop. I'll drink the whole pop, through, the whole duration of the stream. And then, we'll get right. So I drank a half a pop so far. Just cracked open another one. This will be a whole pop right here. That's a half a pop. So I drink a half a pop through the whole pod. And we good. I'm gonna take a quick little intermission, and then I'll be back in probably 2-3 minutes. I'll probably listen to like a song on my ear. We'll get back right. We're gonna pop right back into the pod. I'm gonna do a little countdown for y'all. You'll probably see my wall and shit with me not here. I'm gonna be pissing, washing my hands. I'll be back. Put it back on the countdown. Play some music. Probably talk to y'all for like 10 seconds. In between while the countdown going and shit like that. Might play the countdown for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It's a minute countdown. So yeah, enjoy. Talking too damn fast. Need to slow down just a little bit. Song in my ear. Let me get back right. They can't hear me right. No, they can. Yo. What up, chat? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? All right, so we're back. Let's get it. So I got a little bit of info for y'all. I ain't got nothing too crazy. We gonna go back to the coach info. We gonna get back to it though. We gonna get back to it. Okay, hold on. What else I got for y'all? Yeah. It's big time. Hold on. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see. So we already talked about Coach Dougie. We already talked about Coach David Temple. You know, we could, yeah. Let's get Coach John in there. Let's get Coach in there. I got another coach for y'all. We get that a little bit later. I got another coach for y'all too. But we had knocked this out. So I want to finish this because I want to make sure I get this in on a little segment for y'all too on the pod, man. Shout out to Coach John Harbaugh though, for sure. This was love. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I can't flex it. When you watch the vid, like if you watch the vid, it's love. It's real love. I ain't gonna lie. It looked like he fought with his players for real. All right. So, Mr. Get It Done John, man. Let's talk about Coach John Harbaugh. So, Coach John Harbaugh decided after the Chargers game, to have all the, enthusiasm in the world, all the energy in the world. Man, and he walked in the locker room with the presence. And then he started it off with the prayer. Salute to you for that. Started it off with the prayer. And then he started out giving out game balls. Now, I got them all wrote down. I don't want to quote the video too much. I do want to take myself half of the edible though. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Sponsorship on the way. We ain't gonna leak it yet. It's on the way. But shout out to the Ravens coach, John Harbaugh, man. In the locker room, he decided to give out some game balls. And this is who he gave out the game balls to after the Lord's Prayer. Brett. Good shit, my boy. Good shit. Yes, sir. He gave you a first ever fumble recovery ball. Gotta have that. That's love. I didn't even know we gave that ball out. That's love. I like that. Big win too. Needed it. Help get to try to secure the bye week in the AFC. And the AFC North is stacked out of its mind. If you don't think the AFC North has nothing but hitters in it, you crazy. If you don't think Cleveland and Cincinnati can compete with, and the Steelers can compete with a lot of teams, you crazy. If you don't think Baltimore defense clicking on all cylinders and Lamar Jackson trying to get busy over there, tweaking. I'm just saying. So, my apologies if you could hear me smacking. Let me move the mic just a little bit closer so you can hear me. Because I want to make sure you understand this right here. My man John Harbaugh had to say this. Fastest quarterback ever. And he said this 3 times. Ever. Lamar Jackson. 5,000 rushing yards. Ball. What is you talking about? Okay, Lamar, I see you with the 5. Okay. Yeah. I see you with the 5K, Lamar. I see you. Yeah. Yes, sir. I see you, my dog. Now listen to me. I don't know where Russell Wilson trying to, come out the word works with the legs again. But hey, listen, he trying to get a little bit of separation. Let's close that gap a little bit. Let's close the gap just a little bit. Let's hawk him down just a little bit. Let's get the numbers down before the end of the season, maybe the playoff time. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, Lamar might mess around and get Russell Wilson, but he trying to run a little bit too. So I don't know if he gonna get him this year. I don't know if he gonna get him this year. I think Russell Wilson know he on his heels. So shout out to Lamar Jackson, man, Mr. 5K. I wanted to say that because it kind of reminded me of Mr. 3000, man. Shout out to Bernie Mac, man. When I seen him hit the 5K and I seen the video, I was just like, that kind of gave me that same, that energy. That same, I don't even need these headphones in. That same sensation. I don't even need these on. That same sensation that, that Mr. 3000 gave me. So, I just wanted to commend him for that. And then, man, I don't even got to look at the paper for this. I know what's up next. I don't even got to look at the cue card. Mr. Kyle Hamilton. Mr. Get It Done. Broke Ed Reed's tackle for loss record? You breaking Ed Reed tackle for loss record? Man. Listen. My daddy seen him coming out of college. My daddy's like, hold on. Hey, son, listen. If he go to a team that's defensive oriented, he might. I don't know, but he might. And then he went to Baltimore. Pop said, they fuck around, let Baltimore get themselves a dog. I ain't know too much about Kyle Hamilton. I ain't gonna lie. I watched some film on him. He looked great. But that was about it. But he looked good. Pops was on that. I was more on the Daxton Hill. Pops was Hamilton. I ain't mad at you. They both playing good. Hey, Kyle Hamilton. Good shit, big dog. What a break Ed Reed record. Hey, Ed Reed, you a dog, though. You were a dog, and you got plenty of records still to go, big dog. You got plenty of records still to go. I mean, plenty. Man, let's get straight to it. Defensive player of the game, he gave out to Patrick Quinn. Shout out to Patrick Quinn for getting to play the game against the Chargers. 2 touchdown game ball went to Zay Flowers. Also, that was a game ball for defensive player of the game to Patrick Quinn. But another game ball for 2 touchdowns to Zay Flowers, the rookie getting it done. I see you getting busy. And Patrick Quinn to be able to do that with Roquan Smith next to him shows you the caliber of linebacker he can be from time to time. Most definitely. He got to get that consistency, and I think Patrick Quinn know that. But Patrick Quinn, nice. Chris Hewitt. What up, baby? Yeah, defense award. Yes, sir. They gave an award to the coach. He had a little speech at the end. Make sure you go tap in the video to see what coach had to say, man. Make sure you go fuck with Big Dog, man. Make sure you go tap in and go show love to show some love to coach. All you gotta do is just go to the Baltimore Ravens YouTube page to see this video that I'm referring to or any information about the Baltimore Ravens. And then finally for the game ball, man, we had Quandrick Washington, man. Quandrick Washington. All he had to say is God good. God good. God good. My man had the game-ending sack to finish the Chargers off, and I'm sick. Killed me in fantasy, hurt me. I'm 11-0. I'm feeling good. I'm 11-0. I had Chris Olave on my bench. Don't ask me why. Pete Warner on my bench too. Yeah, we do linebackers over this way. Yeah, I'm Pookie. I don't know what I had going on, but I brought in Alvin Kamara from the Saints, and they had a bye week last week. I don't know what I had going on. But all I'm saying is, hey, way to get it done, big dog. I ain't even mad at you. You put me out of my misery. A little short, but it's cool. Way to get you a game-ending sack. But, man, in all reality, I just wanted to show this much love and how I did this segment because, man, I'm an AFC North fan. I'm a Steelers fan, but in all reality, I'm just a football fan, man, and I love the charisma, I love the characteristics, and I love the fact that a coach can pop out of his shell and really, get inside of the locker room, pop into the locker room and adapt in that locker room. Not a lot of coaches can adapt in that locker room. That's different when you adapt in that locker room, when you give players goosebumps and you make players want to jump and you make players want to, oh, okay. You make players know what's happening, but the players don't know what you're going to say because every time you say something a little bit different, but it might be the same thing every time, but you word it a little bit different so they want to listen because it means so much to them because you know what to say to them. Like, being a coach and being able to step in that locker room, man, really means big things. And for, Coach John Harbaugh to be able to pop into the locker room and really have that characteristic for the locker room, that makes me think, the Ravens they really been locked in for probably a couple of years in this AFC North. They might want this. They might want it. I don't know. Y'all Ravens fans, y'all let me know. All right, chat. That's gonna wrap up the get it done. Get it done, John section, man. Get it done, John section. We got a little bit more. Oh, we got a lot more for real. I mean, but we can go back with. Ooh, I can't do that. That was a little blooper. If it happens, that was a little sneak peek. Don't go back to that. Anyways, Frank Rich was fired. Man, week 3 news: Carolina firing their head coach. I know I mentioned it, but for them to fire their head coach, and I mentioned this before, we ain't talk about it, so now we're gonna talk about it. Man, you can't put too much blame on Bryce. I mean, yeah, you want to blame Bryce for a little bit. Yeah, you want to say Bryce ain't the quarterback you thought he was. Excuse me. Yeah, this. Yeah, that. You're not going to talk about the head coach just being there. You're not going to talk about that head coach not being the proper head coach for the team, obviously. I mean, the record speaks for itself. I mean, the games speak for themselves. The offense looked okay at times. Defense looked okay-ish at times. But it always looks shaky. I mean, it has me yawning. You know what I'm saying? So, it was kind of, the Carolina Panthers weren't pleased with what they were receiving. They made a change. Shout out to owner name is what's the owner name again? I got it on the notes on the paper. Hold on, chat. What's the owner name again? Damn, chat. I said it earlier in the segment. David Tepper. Yup. Yes, sir. So David Tepper, shout out to David Tepper for, being able to either pull the plug or someone on the organization being able to pull the plug because somebody pulled the plug and said, yeah, this ain't gonna keep riding. We gotta make a change. Let's make a change. So Frank Wright, he up out of there. I don't even got no notes on this. I don't got nothing on this. I really don't. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. You just paid all that money to Miles Sanders. We're not using Miles Sanders. What's going on? Is Miles Sanders that bad, or is it the offense? Is it the scheme? Is it the head coach? What's really going on? Maybe we got too much money spent in the off season and not enough production coming out of the players. So now we're wondering what's going on. And then the next thing you know, we're going to cut somebody. And it may be the head coach. And they cut the head coach. So now we got to figure out what's going on. What's the head coach, and can we get everything moving and grooving? Or can we not get everything moving and grooving, and it's an issue? I think that is something that happens. I just seen that he messaged me. My bad, chat. I seen that the homie Mook messaged me. I would have thought that he would have just said something in the chat. I seen him in the chat earlier. He was in the chat earlier, wasn't he? Yeah. Hold on, Dragon's still in there. Dragon might be ready to do the segment. Let me see what Mook on. I don't know what Mook on. We got another little segment for y'all. Or maybe just for whoever is watching. Maybe it's just one person. I don't know. But anyways, people that rewatch this pod, appreciate y'all for tapping in. I got a lot of week 3 news, low ramble, low, 1-2s. Thanksgiving, man, it set a record. 34.1 million people watched on Thanksgiving. The National Football League play football. Most ever. On Thanksgiving. Good shit. Good shit. National Football League is finally growing a little bit. Hopefully we can start growing it internationally. That'd be nice. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. You got to understand how long a game is. And yeah, they're not watching for the entire duration, but they're probably watching for at least 30 minutes. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're probably watching at least 30 minutes. What else we got? Okay. Debo, man, for the 49ers, he says he does not regret what he said about what he say this shit about James Bradbury. I couldn't think of his first name for a second. Hey, there's no disrespect to James Bradbury. I'll damn near I'll be saying the same shit. And I know this is gonna kill me for possibly even getting James Bradbury on the podcast, and he may fuck with my opinions and shit, and I still live to have you on the pod. But I don't know if James Bradbury that good. But that's just my opinion, man. It's my opinion from the outside looking in. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about it, man. How y'all giving it up. That's how I'm giving it up. So we got the Vikings, man. Listen to me. The head coach said, hey, listen. Dobbs play like that? Shit. I ain't gonna be opposed to, playing somebody else. Basically what he said, I don't know who the starting quarterback gonna be next week. It could be somebody else. Basically is what he was saying. Cam Newton. Is we getting called for the Minnesota Vikings or no? I know my pop said you don't know how to dissect the defense. And he says you know how to understand certain things on the defensive schemes, especially certain schemes. I don't know if it's true, or I just don't know if you have been in the right situation with the right amount of time to develop it. But I don't know if Minnesota's a bad fit for you, big dog. They tried out another similar stylistic of quarterback. Why not try a quarterback that fits the system just a little bit better? I'm just saying. So then we got to go to this, man. We got to go to this. We got to. Joe Burrow is back with the Cincinnati Bengals, and he's rehabbing. Not as of this moment, but as of this upcoming week. As of this upcoming week, he will be back with the Cincinnati Bengals rehabbing. So I think it's his wrist, or yeah, I think so. I think it's his wrist. Let me see. Didn't put it, did I? Nope. Well, I ain't put it. I'm assuming it's his wrist. I guess I wrote it down to tell my brain to, I'm already supposed to know that, I guess. I think it's his wrist. I don't know. I hope it's his wrist because I'm not looking nothing up right now. So hopefully I'm accurate. If not, I'm going to sound crazy on the pod. But I'm pretty sure it's his wrist. I don't know what someone else is doing. Let me see real quick. I want to see what's going on with this. Because they was just on. And then let me see if they still want to. Did you still want to debate that? Question mark. Now let me see if someone else still wants to debate this. I'll message them. And then see if I get a message back. Because I see them both, one's muted and one just left. So we'll see what goes on with that section. Let's see what else we got here, chat. So I could do this little like funny section joint with y'all, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that. We could do this too though. We could just get straight to it, chat. Let's go. My bad, chat. Damn. I need like another little sip. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even like drinking out of cans. All right, that was decent. All right, chat. So, what I got next for y'all is, let me see if Pops wants to do anything on the pod. I don't think he does. Let me do like a quick little 1 minute intermission. I'll be right back. Let me see if he wants to do anything. If not, we'll be right back with the next segment. I don't think he does though. Chat, y'all really shouldn't even be able to see me like this for real. You know, the background looks crazy. Looks like, I don't even know what up there or on the sides over there or down there. Or, hold on, over there. You know, you can see the little blue background right there. Should be not this, but it's cool. All right, we'll go to this screen. That's cool. Anyways, that looked tacky. All right, chat. Let's go to the next segment. Nope. Yes, sir. Bishop Sycamore. First of all, I want to say shout out to Justin Daniel, and I want to say a big shout out to the Raw Room. First of all, a huge shout out to Justin Daniel for one, being able to step on the platform, man, and being able to do the damn thing. And then two, shout out to the Raw Room for, you know, actually getting him on the show. I feel like if I reached out to him, I'm a no-name podcast, not going to take it, you know what I mean? And it's a lot harder for me to get that style of interview with anybody. But for you guys to have the name that you have, and then for two to stand on business and then still, you know, having pull up for the interview, Not just doing an online joint, have him actually pull up to the headquarters. Yeah, that's love. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's love. But we can get straight into it. I got a few notes, man. I don't got too much. I watched probably 50 minutes of this podcast out of maybe more than that for real. I don't know. I got a few notes wrote down. I'm gonna go back and forth on the cue card real quick. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But Justin, he was a music artist like his dad. I'm gonna start it out the gate like that, just so we show some love to his pops too. His pops was an artist a little bit. Justin is an artist a little bit, and trying to make it a lot of bit. And they're an artist a lot of bit, but they're trying to make it a lot of bit to everybody out there in the world. But this is the thing though that threw me off. Toward the back end of the interview, Doggy Bone said he liked gospel. I'm a gospel fan. That's me. I'm Mr. Gospel, Jazz, and Blues. What's going on? I mean, I love my rap. I love, everything in between. I like my music, just in general. But hey, I'm a Jackie Ivanko. I could just, and that's a hybrid. That's the hybrid. But yeah, it gets like that. But I'm a gospel fan too. So when he said that, I was just like, oh, okay, yeah. He likes that for like the tone setter music. That's the, I'm trying to calm all the chaos, and I'm trying to use it in the right direction, but I'm also trying to be productive and positive in the same way. I don't know, like that's what gospel does to me. I don't know about y'all. Y'all let me know. But anyways, man, he listens to gospel music. A few things, man. I just wanted to talk about this. Bishop Sycamore is a high school football team that is based out of Ohio. Just to give you guys a little bit of background information. And they were accused of having overage players, which I really think that they had overage players. There's multiple players that you could look them up and see that they were overage players. Like you could tell. Like you could look at their face up and then look their name up and see, oh, that's that person with that person. His age. He was a high school player then. Okay, he is this age now. And that is not even old enough or young enough to be in prep school. And what prep school is, it's just the in-between the college phase. But it's not, you're not supposed to be playing strictly high school kids. You're not. Unless you're like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. You probably ain't even doing that. But anyways. I just wanted to start off by saying this, man. Basically, the assumption that I got from everything was, man, it was really a setup. And it was a setup on both parts. I feel the student athletes had a setup with the coach. It's their last resort, last option. May not even be good enough to make certain teams. They're just doing it just to do it. They're doing it for free rides, all of that. Going into it, they're doing it to use the program, they're doing it to use the school, they're doing it to use it for their own benefit. And Justin even went on the podcast and even said this was strictly for my own benefit, but it ended up not being for his own benefit, simply because it didn't work out how he wanted it to. If you have never heard of the situation, make sure you go tap into the Raw Room. DB was not on the podcast, which was Darren Bates, which is the other half of the pod, or the other third of the podcast with Sweets and Collins. But Collins, Sweets, and King Dunlap, which now is the quarter part of the show, they were on the pod, and DB is out there with Seattle Seahawks right now. They tapped in, and that's why I got both old linemen on the screenshot right now to show love to both old linemen, both big guys. Show them some love for the one time. But man, Justin Daniels went there to manipulate the system for his own benefit, and he knew that. So that's why, like, during the interview toward the back end, he's not blaming them fully, because yeah, I messed up all my other stuff too, but he's not taking 50% credibility for the Bishop Sycamore situation. I think he has to take at least 50%. No, I would say 30%. Because, I mean, shit, based upon your story off of the first week, I'd have left. Shit, off of the first day, I would have left. None of it sounded good. None of it even sounded good. I ain't gonna lie to you. None of it sounded good. None of it sounded something like it literally sounded like a last resort situation, and it sounded like it was a very low chance of it happening, but it was a lot of winging a prayer and just people sticking around and hoping that it worked type shit. And I'm not wrong. I'm not mad at you for that, and people ain't wrong for trying to do that. But it was one of those type of situations from the outside looking in with a head coach that's willing to manipulate the system in so many ways and use so many young men and betray so many young men for his own benefit, and know that he has no repercussions to the law because of it. And guess what? A lot of people have to faulty in certain moments in their life and have to have fails in a lot of moments in their lives now because of him. And all he has is literally more money in the bank because of it, and he gets to get on podcast and he gets to get paid. Or he takes a podcast on a huge show for free, and then guess what happens? His name gets even bigger. Then his social medias grow. Everything that he posts grows. Now guess what? More kids want to do the exact same thing, because guess what? Now it might be an actual school, because he really did do some of the things that he said he was going to do. He just betrayed a lot of people during the process. And if you don't know what I mean by that, make sure you go tap into the show. But they also discuss little things like how Bishop Sycamore would use their high school players' names for hotels and shit like that. But then in Justin's story, he says he had to pay for his own hotel and stuff like that. So what happens if he had to pay for his own hotel and then comes to find out that he was also paying for other hotels? Maybe he didn't get, hit with the situation like other people and other students were getting hit with. And now those other students are paying for their hotel fee, and they're staying at a hotel for 6 months and not really knowing that they're paying for that entire 6 months. But yet that coach does not care about it one bit. And people will literally sit here and have a conversation and really not call the man a coward and all types of different things because of the things that he done. The shit that he done is still cowardly. It's still lame. It's still goofy. It's still devilish. It doesn't change the fact. Not in no way, shape, or form. But that's just my opinion. A bunch of other things got to pop on, man. Or got to popping off. So they had to share helmets. Bruh, sharing helmets? Because a clip went viral to where they was walking into the stadium and nobody had a helmet on. Nobody had a helmet on. They were just walking into the stadium. No helmets on. Nobody even had a helmet in their hand. No helmet to be found. No helmet in sight. They just chilling. Walking into the game. Pads on. Some people didn't even have pads on. So it's kind of like, damn, you ain't even got the equipment right. So he had to pay a ticket for 3 people. So himself and then 2 other people to go to the college. But this is the problem. This is where you should understand that it is a huge problem when you know you're not that good. You just have the height, the weight, all the other statures in life. And you got some fundamentals that could be taught and stuff like that. And you could be good, but you just don't know. Probably not that good, right? Haven't really showed too much. You can't bring friends with you. You can't. And you can't bring friends with you to play on the team and to get scholarships that have never played football and that don't play football and that don't currently play football. And yeah, they may be nice. Little shit like that. But you're not bringing 3 guys with you if you're not highly recruited. And it's just so many little things that people should pick up on that are red flags, and that when you watch the documentary, when you listen to him talk, when you listen to Justin Daniels, I believe that's his name, Justin, shoot, I don't even got his name, got his second name wrote down. What's his second name? I mean, not his second name, his last name. I don't even know Doggy Bone last name. Yeah, Justin Daniel. Yeah, it is Justin Daniel. Right? Man, it's Justin Daniel. Anyways, I can't see my graphics on my screen. I know it's on my screen right now. But anyways, I'm pretty sure it's Justin Daniel. But Justin Daniel was on the Raw room, tapped in with everybody and said he had to pay for the 3 tickets himself and 2 other people. Then he had to pay for tickets to get back home. And then he ended up going back out there again, which was wild. But the 3rd time he didn't go back out, thank goodness. The other thing that would have threw me off was everybody had to sleep in the same house. If I had to sleep in the same house, that's a red flag for me. Air mattresses, couches, floors, that's red flags for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. They were on the side of the road. Some kid's dad picked them up that was a high school player, and he wasn't even a part of their prep school. And then he took them to a hotel, and he thought that they were taking them completely somewhere else. So it was just a complete thing. And then he had to end up, Justin Daniels had to end up paying for him and his friends to stay in a hotel, which is just baffling to me and astonishing that he would do such a thing, but just to keep himself in a good situation, and he had the funds to be able to do so. But I mean, eventually them funds gonna run out, especially if you just out there, you're not working, you're not doing nothing. I know you're not, ain't no way. But yeah, we'll get to that. Oh yeah, so he's a 6'9" offensive lineman, 300 plus pounds, and he had a twin mattress to sleep on, or a twin air mattress. I believe it was just a twin mattress. It could have been an air mattress. I'd have to go back and listen to the pod, but I believe it was just a twin mattress that he had to sleep on. 6'9", 300 plus pounds. That ain't getting it down. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anyways, I wrote this other thing down, man. I would just like to say this to the coach, and I wanted to make sure I, tapped in with this. To the head coach of Bishop Sycamore, I truthfully feel you took advantage of a lot of lost kids, and that's weird. You're a weirdo. And I literally want to just put that in there. I really do. I feel like you took advantage of a lot of lost kids. You could have just left those kids in the situations they were in, and they can mess up their lives on their own, or they can start to slowly get them right or figure out what they got going on. But don't partake for your own benefit. You're a goofy in my eyes, in my opinion, and that'll always be my statement. And I wish I could get you on a podcast for an interview. It'd be phenomenal. It really would be it would be an eye-opening interview for me, for you, and for all of the listeners. I promise you, it'd be a good solid interview. I promise you that. Average listeners for Justin's music. So Justin done music, and he still does music. Make sure you go tap in with him. But Justin does music, and he averaged about 6 listeners before he went to Bishop Sycamore. After Bishop Sycamore, he averaged 991. He was on ESPN. He was made to laugh. National TV, news, Google, Twitter, Instagram for weeks. I would hope so. In all reality, could end up getting it on your own, baby. Promise you. Could have ended up getting that on your own with just some consistency on music dropping, and if people fucked with it, you would have got that on your own from doing that at the crib and being happy. So if that was really that bad, and you would have rather been at the crib doing what you was doing, making music, then I feel like you lost time. But if all that experience and stuff like that really wasn't that bad, and it helps with what you can write about for music and all types of shit, then maybe it really wasn't that bad of an adventure for real. But it still don't change the fact that the dude's a bad guy. Just because you can turn a negative to a positive, it still does not change the fact that the dude, which is the head coach of Bishop Sycamore, was a failure. On every degree. On every degree, he was a failure from the principles of a head coach. Minus putting together a schedule. That was a good schedule. Other than that, shit. Fuck you do. And then the other thing, man, DB missed the interview, man. If DB was on that interview, this interview would have been crazy. DB would have had that thing lit. I ain't gonna lie to you. He did, cause he'd have gave the other host, you know, the extra little energy to make him pop off on there. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's just how I'm feeling. I gotta add a little movie section here for y'all. I want to, but I ain't do that yet. I gotta add a Pro Bowl selection in here for y'all. I ain't do that yet either, but we can do that. I got like 2 other things scheduled for y'all. I really was gonna do something else. I really had that for later, or this for after something. I was gonna do something before this, which is the rugby versus NFL. But I don't know what they're doing. Let me take a quick little intermission and figure out what's going on real quick. Chat. If you guys want to ask any football questions, go ahead. I thought I pressed this button, chat. I thought y'all couldn't see. I thought y'all couldn't see it, boy. Hey. I'm gone, man. I'm right here, though, but enjoy the countdown. Bro, how is y'all seeing me? Hold on. I mean, I'm right here. I'm chilling, but I'm trying to, you know, chill for a little second before the next load. Damn, what the? Is it this? Yeah. They playing me now. Yeah, they playing me, chat. Yes, sir. What up, chat? 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 All right, chat. I don't think we're gonna do the rugby versus NFL segment tonight. I think both of them dipped. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think they both dipped. I ain't gonna cap. I think they both lost their energy. One is in Discord. He ain't talking, and I messaged him. The other one left Discord. I seen him leave Discord. I messaged him. He was online. He ain't messaged me back, and then he got offline. So. And he was in here messaging, so I just don't think that they wanted to do it tonight, or maybe he wasn't feeling it, or somebody wasn't feeling it. Shit, I don't know. So we'll do that a different night. I'll bring that to y'all a different night. What else I got for y'all? I know I ain't gonna leave y'all high and dry like that. Y'all know I got at least one more thing for y'all before the night ends. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Pro football. Ooh, foot and all. Ooh. Yo, the graphic is, hold on. The graphic, where is it? Where is that? Where is that? Right there? Right there? That's crazy. Alright, so I spelled the word wrong. I was typing it in quick, chat, before the pod. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was trying to make sure the show was good. You know, I was trying to make sure the show was ready. All of that, you know, everything in between. That's on me. I rushed a little bit. You know, I ain't double checked everything. I should have double checked everything. I ain't do it on purpose, trust me. I would have just, you know, went right past it. And we went right into the segment. I ain't gonna lie. Let's talk about it. Where is that? Okay, here we go. All right, chat. So, this is the list of the 25 players that made the semifinal list. So, this 10 people get cut off of this list. Now, it'll probably be a guard and stuff like that. That's why they throw guards in here, or tackles in here, little stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Unless that guard or that tackle is really like that. In which, that's why they're in the Hall of Fame. That's why they're in this consideration. But I'm saying, considered to their competition in there, you can kind of tell sometimes, I feel like, that they could have put another linebacker or wide receiver in there or something to make it harder on themselves. Or put two guards in there. And made it harder on themselves and made them cut one to show you which one they really would have, you know, placed above the other one or something, just to let you know. I don't know. That's how I feel. But anyways, let's get straight to it. Eric Allen, 1988 to 1994, cornerback. Then he played 2 years for the Saints, and then he played 3 years for the Oakland Raiders. Baller, Eric Allen, DB. Jared Allen made the list. Let's go. Listen, I put my list out beforehand, and we'll see how many people make the list. 2 people that I thought would make the list have made the list so far. This is actually kind of cool. Let's go. Okay, so Will Anderson made the list. Tackle for the Bengals. Early side. Yep, back inside was Baltimore. Yes, sir. Okay. So right now we're 3 for 3. Tiki Barber made the list. I had Tiki Barber wrote down, but I didn't think Tiki Barber would make the list. But then again, he's a New York team. I should have assumed he would make the list. And I'm really just looking at these one at a time with you guys. I promise you that. Anquan Bolden, wide receiver, Arizona from 03 to 09. 10-12 for the Baltimore Ravens, 13-15 for the Niners, and he did get a little busy for the Niners. I don't remember him playing for Detroit in 16, though. I'm not going to lie to you, Bolden. I feel like I do, but I don't really. Maybe a highlight or two, but I don't remember him playing. He's been a semifinalist 3 times. Do you guys think Anquan Bolden gets in? I mean, Jared Allen, for a defensive end, has been a semifinalist 4 times. That's tough. Eric Allen has been a semifinalist 4 times. Do you think either one of them finally get in? Guard for the New Orleans Saints, Jari Evans. And if you don't know who that is, he recently retired like 5 years. What are we talking? 2017 with the Green Bay Packers. Semifinalist 2 years. Oh, so he made it to semifinalist last year as well. Oh, so Evans will probably get in within the next couple of years as a guard. Nice. Who else we got? London Fletcher. Let's go. London Fletcher made it. Now, this is the second time making it from 2023 and 2024. Linebacker for the Rams, if you didn't know. But you may not know him from there. You probably know him from Buffalo, or you really might know him from Washington. You dig me? London Fletcher got busy. I wouldn't mind London getting in there, man. I really wouldn't mind London Fletcher getting in there. Dwight Freeney made the list. Let's go. 10 years with the Saints. Played with the Chargers, Cardinals, Falcons, Seahawks, and then Detroit. Both in the same year for 17 with Seahawks and Detroit, but every other team was every other year. I'm not opposed to Dwight Freeney getting his gold jacket this year. Okay, next person up. Tight end with the most touchdowns in NFL history, Antonio Gates. Antonio Mother Gates, man. Let's do it. 15 years for the San Diego Chargers. And this is his first time making it to the semifinalist. He might be the first ballot. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Anyways, we're going to bump down to the next one. Ooh, Eddie George got in. Eddie George got in this year. So last year, Eddie George didn't get in. But this year, Eddie George got in. So 2022 and 2024, he makes it to the semifinalist. So he doesn't make it last year, but he makes it this year. And who did he beat out? Hold on, chat. I got that information for you, actually. I don't have to go Google that or nothing. I got that all on fact checked somewhere in my notes. Right here. Okay. And then we're talking about Eddie George, running backs. So that's this week's he beat out Matt Forte, Jamal Lewis, Ricky Waters, Roger Craig. So far, Sean Alexander, Priest Holmes, Herschel Walker, Mike Allstott, Tiki Barber made it. Eddie George made it. He beat out Fred Taylor, Steven Jackson, Ricky Williams. Didn't even make the list before this. That's baffling to me. But anyways, Eddie George did have a phenomenal career, and he definitely, probably, more than likely should be in the Hall of Fame. Let's talk about it. Let's go down to the next one. James Harrison, linebacker, a.k.a. defensive end. Pittsburgh Steelers. Back-to-back years. Second time finalist for the semis. They might let him in. They might let him in over Dwight Freeney. Ooh-wee. Maybe because he was a free agency player, and I'm not mad at that. I'm sorry, Freeney. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that, Freeney. I'm not mad at that house. If that house is shake. But anyways, shout out to the Patriots, man. Rodney Harrison. Hey, I forgot he played from 94 to 2002 for the Chargers. Because he played so damn good for the New England Patriots. And I don't know who else is next on this list. I don't know who's next. I don't know. I mean, it could be so many players that I want. Oh, I want a few players to be on this list. I really do. You don't know how bad I want a couple players to get their gold jacket. Oh, please. Oh, I don't even want to jinx it yet. I know he's not going to be on there. I know he's not. I know he's not. They don't like him enough. They don't like him enough, Juice. You know he's not going to be on there. Don't even get your hopes up. Let's go. Let's go. He might get in. This ain't who I was wanting, but this is someone else that I thought that should get another recognition. And he got it 3 years in a row. Devin Hester. Third ballot. Can he at least get third ballot Hall of Fame? Like, come on, man. Can he at least get third ballot? I'm assuming that's how it goes. Oh, Torrey Holt got in. Semi-finalist 10 times. Oh, my goodness. They might not let Torrey Holt in. Or Torrey Holt might have to wait to get in when they just let him in. Ooh. I didn't know he was a 10-time finalist. But I think... Damn, I didn't even put him on my top 10 finalists either, though, to get the award for the gold jacket. I didn't even put him on there. Dang. Here, if you guys want to see this too, what I can do for you guys is show window and then show what I'm seeing and then let you guys see it and then close it down a whole lot, and then you're seeing down here where I'm seeing now. So I'll let you guys see this. This is basically what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that bottom totem pole. Alright, so we're just going to replace that for right now. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I feel like that's better anyways. To put that right there. Okay, so we got Devin Hester. Now, we got Torrey Holt. Now I can scroll up through these names for y'all. So y'all can see how this list broke down. This is how I'm looking at it, right? This is how your boy's looking at the list. Listen to me. I'm breaking it down just how y'all would break it down. I'm nervous right now. I've checked my list 3-4 times. I'm proclaiming the video. Oh, I almost went too far. Okay, Ronnie Harrison. Devin Hester. We got one more. Torrey Holt. And then who? Let's go. Oh, Robert Mathis as well. Andre Johnson and Robert Mathis. I didn't know if Robert Mathis would make the list. As you guys can see on my defensive end, you know, he's listed on that paper for you, boy. He's listen. I got some names on this paper if y'all want to see. I got my finalist selection, you know, early round. If I had to get it down to 10 early, that's how I was looking. If I had to get it down to 10 early, Chad, I don't want to put it out early. Please have these guys on there. Please, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. How many spots we got left? Andre Johnson's on there 3 times in a row. Let's go. So Andre Johnson might make the cut. Robert Mathis made it 3 times in a row as well for the Indianapolis Colts. Who do you think gets in first, Dwight Freeney or Robert Mathis? I mean, Freeney's been in it for 2 years. And Mathis has been in it for 3 years. So maybe Mathis just because of the years, or do you think Freeney because Freeney was a little bit better? I feel like I take Freeney just on a slight edge, but that's also just me. I feel like I gotta start leaning to the right to lean over here. Okay, I really don't need this paper in my hand. I'm just nervous on this next. Let's go. Julius Peppers. Let's go. Let's go. Julius Peppers for the Carolina Panthers, bruh. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 2002 to 2009, 2017 and 18, he played for the Carolina Panthers. But he went from 2010 to 13 to the Chicago Bears, and he ain't played bad. Then he played decent for the Packers from 2014 to 15, but first time in the Pro Bowl selection, he may be first ballot. I don't know. Y'all let me know. All right, who's next? Fred made it. Fred made it. The podcasting working for Fred. Okay, listen, the podcasting is working for Freddie T. I ain't gonna lie to you. 5-time finalist. He's been in it 5 years in a row. It's working for him. It's got him in there, again and again. It's helping him with the consistency. Can he get in, though? Are you putting in Freddie T or Eddie George? If one running back had to get in, who you letting in? I'm going to go Freddie T. I watched Freddie T play. That's what I'm rocking with. Y'all let me know. Steve Smith Sr. I want to flex. I want to Come on, Steve Smith. 3-time finalist. 3rd time. I don't care how you get him in. Steve Smith need to be in the Hall of Fame. For sure. All right, who's next? Eight years in a row? Can we finally let him in? The Kobe year? I mean, damn, Hines Ward, come on. 8 times in a row, semifinalist. Ricky Waters. There's 3 running backs this year. Reggie Wayne made it. So there's 3 running backs this year in the semifinalist. And then, do one of them make it? I feel like since there's 3, I feel like one running back makes it. So no Roger Craig? Reggie Wayne. I'm glad to see Reggie Wayne in there. 5-time finalist from 20 to 24. Does he get in? I really just want to see another name. Oh, I wanted to see that name. I did want to see that name. I did want to see that one. No, listen. I don't think that's a name that I have on my list right here. No, it's not. But I will show you this. It's on defensive ends. And then I wrote down 1 defensive tackle. You dig me? And I'm a Steelers fan. I hate New England. And he only had 1 year not in that jersey. So let's be frank. All right, who's next? How much is left? 1, 2, 3, 4. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There's only 2 people left? No. I'm really happy with Patrick Willis being in there. I'm really happy. Patrick Willis needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And there's no question about that. He played 7 years, and it's going to be hard for him to get in the NFL because of 7 years. But he was like that. No Chad Johnson. Deron Woodson, no disrespect. What you play? You played for the Cowboys your career, damn near, didn't you? Yeah. No disrespect. You was nice too. 8 semifinalists. Damn, you've been in here a long time. 15, 17, 19. Damn, from 19 to 24. You ain't not made it for the last. Whoo. No Chad Johnson, man. No Joey Porter. That's cool. They let one of the Steelers guy get in. That's cool. I mean, that's not a bad list. That's not a bad list. I'm cool with Reggie Bush getting in there over Ricky Waters or Darren Woods. Either or, I'm cool with that. Damn, bro. No Chad for the semifinalists. No Mike Vick. That's how I'm feeling, bro. Damn, man. It's alright. It is what it is. Listen, this is NFL Hall of Fame, man. I can't be upset about it. Shit, I got 9 out of 10 that I thought would be in the finalist or to get the Hall of Fame jacket in there. You know, there's no Chad. I ain't think he'd get in anyway. But damn, man. What else I got for y'all? I mean, I already went over a couple people that was missed out on. I mean, I could go over a lot more people that was missed out on. But that's up to you guys if you guys wanted to see. And then, let's see what else we got. I could go over the playoff picture. Kind of getting a little tired, really. Not really. I'm not really tired. I just need like a 10-minute break for real. How long have I been live for? 3 hours and 40 minutes, and I've only had maybe a 10-minute, not even a 10-minute break. I ain't been standing or nothing. I've only been sitting, so it really ain't shit. I'm just talking. But shit, I'm trying to talk for 4 hours straight by myself and to myself. It gets hard after a while. Especially if you run out of material. And your boy is running out of material. But this was a good show, though. This was damn near 3 hour and 40 minute show that was consistent, you know, from start to finish. You know, with a little bit going on. That wasn't bad. I mean, I feel like I got something else, maybe. Let me see. Until the week before. Or, not the week before, just the podcast from yesterday. That's all, folks. I think that's all your boy got for today, man. It was a long show, though. It was really a long show. 3 hours and 40 minutes of consistency. Shoot, the last show we ran for 3 hours and 40 minutes, and I think it was like 3 hours and 47 minutes, or 3 hours and 57 or 37, you know, something like that. So we're around the same time. And that show had a lot of fillers in it. I really only had like an hour and a half of a show straight, kind of how I done at the back end of this, but I kind of fluctuated it just a little bit better. Replied to chat, tried to do some in between little breaks. Probably done 10 minutes worth of breaks total. Now we're kind of chilling, bullshitting again, kind of how we done the first front end of the stream, which is pretty cool. Wasn't bad, man. Was not bad. I gotta get like a little stream deck so I can just hit a button and then it, bounces back and forth between screens, or set it up on my arrow keys or so. Someone commented on my video on Juiice TV 14 minutes ago. That's what's up. I appreciate the love. Appreciate it. Wasn't none of y'all. That was somebody from a video that they watched just now or something. But that's cool. People watching me on that channel, and I got people watching me tapped in on a Juice and Pop show at the same time. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of cool. Oh shit, that is kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie, dang. That is kind of cool. I had some other information and some other ones and twos, but we'll say that for a different pod. With the guests. But other than that, chat, I kind of ran everything that I wanted to say. Really don't got nothing else. Average view duration of 45 minutes. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Only 20 views though, but that's cool. 45-minute view duration on concurrent. That's nice. I'll change the title real quick to Fantasy Football Help, and then we'll help people for like 20 minutes. If people want help, and then after that, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna put the title in here, and I'm gonna change it real quick. Fantasy Football Help, bits and more. Get help. Alright, boom. Change that. Alright, we're gonna chill for probably 10 minutes. If anybody pops in, then we'll start doing some ones and twos. Nobody pops in, I'm gonna get up out of here, chat. You know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes. Gotta get me some rest. It's only 3 a.m. But Rescue sent me all of his shit. I can check that out tomorrow after the pod, during the pod episode. Help him out with that. That was 2.5 hours ago. So I rambled on for a nice little minute. Did some nice ones and twos. Tough. What I just seen. Damn. Jackson Taylor, what up, gang? My bad, chat. I just clicked over on the YouTube tab, man, and I seen some wild video, man. Or my Twitter tab. I don't never click on Twitter, bro. And I seen some wild shit. Yeah, that was wild. What up with you though? You need help with your roster or something? Chat, I'm probably live for like another 10, 15, 20 minutes. It just depends upon if more people pop up or if y'all got a bunch of questions or we keep it moving and grooving. If not, we've been live for 3 hours and 48 minutes. Got a whole podcast, literally a whole show, start to finish. You can go tap, rewind from the start to finish if you want to. What up with you though, Jackson T? Let me know if you need some help with anything. If you do, and it's like a decently serious question and you actually want help with it, let me know if like you're in a 10-team, 12-team, 14-team PPR, or if it's standard or whatever the case is. Dynasty, non-keeper, you know what I mean? It's like, let me know like little information if it's like important stuff. Other than that, if it's just like standard leagues or if it's like certain positions, like you get extra flex players or little shit like that, you gotta let me know that too, or else like I don't know the value for certain things. Damn, that's crazy. The one time I look over and watch a video for a second and pause my little show, someone commented. That's crazy. I'm sick. Is my mic muted? No, my mic ain't muted. I'm good. Oh, he probably already, replied. After he already backed out this bitch. Doom, 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 doom. I ain't gonna lie to you, chat. I'm just sitting here listening to other shit right now. I really ain't got no more material, man. I'm just chilling. Really ran a show for 4 hours. I mean, I could play the game, little stuff like that on the in-betweens. But other than that, I mean, I kind of want to keep the podcast like the podcast, you know what I mean? I don't feel like playing the game or nothing. I feel like editing a video or putting something out for you guys. You want me to keep it honest with you? But I do appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy, though. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Juice and Pop show at night, man. I appreciate you guys for tapping in, but that's really all the material that I got. If you're watching this in the car, man, I apologize for you having to fast forward to this part and, all the one twos. But yeah, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Like if you want to. Tell somebody new about us, man. We'd appreciate it. Really trying to start pushing everything that I can. I'm gonna have a lot of content bouncing back and forth for y'all. About to watch a movie, cut a little clip for y'all, put it out. All of that. It's about to be not much sleep, a whole lot of work. I've been sleeping pretty good. Still got a bunch of bags underneath my eyes. Gotta get some weight up, little stuff like that. We gonna get back right though, chat. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. And as always, I love y'all. We gone. We love y'all. We gone.